Good morning, Sassy Fam. Welcome to your Thursday check-in. I hope you're well. I hope you're fabulous. Today's check-in is for Celtic Cross. Like always with Celtic Cross, as with any tarot reading, take what resonates, leave what does not. And do keep in mind these are general collective readings, not one-to-one private, so they may not resonate. And I know that's frustrating, but also normal. So if that happens, check your placements. You will find yourself in there somewhere. Additionally, if a second energy pops up during your collective read today, and I personally do not call it out, then you feel free to reverse those energies as you see fit, as it applies. You guys, thank you all so much for checking in on me. I'm doing a lot better. Hopefully you can see that and hear that for yourself. But yeah, I'm doing a lot better. I still have some upper respiratory issues, getting the breathing back on point. As many of you will hear that for yourself during your read. So just FYI. I clearly kept the door open for something to just come waltzing in and knock me on my right. That's absolutely what happened, 1,000%. And in a way, I'm kind of grateful because I needed that. I needed something to kind of stop me. And just like Christina, you need to be checking in. You got too much going on. Because whatever this is, be it strep, it could have been strep. And as many of you pointed out or hypothesized, it could have been the new variation of COVID, which I believe is nicknamed razor throat. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. That was discussed as well. It could have been. The point is that the test didn't pick up on it, you know? It is the latest variation, so the tests aren't designed for that. Yeah, I met some of the criteria for it, but it could have been that and something else as well. Like I said, strep. Oh my goodness, I all but put out the red carpet for a weakened immune system just through stress. And don't get me wrong, guys, I am so happy. I am. But that doesn't mean I don't have a lot going on, you know, and that's life. Thing is, I need to do a better job moderating it from this point forward. So that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm grateful for it. Okay? I practice what I preach, or I try to. But I'm still a human. I still screw up. And this is my opportunity to fix that. That's all. But I just want to remind everybody, flex schedule. We will not be doing a Sunday check-in this week. I still need some extra time to get caught up to other areas of my life as well. Today's check-in, yes. Sunday check-in, no. Having said that, I have a few tricks up my sleeve. So if anything changes, if I have any surprises, anything unexpected, right, I tend to keep Sassy Fam updated via posts. So if you go into YouTube, you click on my channel name, you will land on my channel page, and you will see a tab there called Posts. Okay? So anything, like I said, different, changes, unexpected, surprises, I'll post about it. Okay? And the same is true for my Facebook page, listed in the description box if you'd like to join me there. So in case I have any tricks up my sleeve, and I just might, I will tell you about it no later than Sunday. Yeah? No later than Sunday. You know, being a content creator is a special thing. And with it, there are pros, and there are just as many cons as we discuss. For anything that you have a pro with or strength with, you will have a con or a weakness with. And let me tell you something. Working for YouTube, even at part-time, which I am technically, has its cons. They don't change too much. And one of them being the biggest punishable offense you can make on YouTube is to not publish messages on time, you know, or upload messages on time. I missed 3 of the large check-ins, and yeah, it really hurts circulation. And like I said, with YouTube, it's pretty much a punishable offense. And according to YouTube, I've been so very, very naughty lately. Sassy's been extra naughty these days. I've been a bad girl. Yeah. Well, between the censorship of my tarot decks and having missed some uploads, we've been extra punished. What can I tell you? What can I say? You know, I'm not bad. I'm just drawn that way. Jessica Rabbit. But no, that's time off is inevitable, whether I liked it or not. But also, yeah, it hurts my circulation quite a bit. All that to be said, if you guys could throw me one of these, I appreciate you. I know I've said this here and there over the years. You would be shocked how much power this has, including your comments, subscribing. That can really determine someone's circulation. So this, please, it helped me recover from these past couple of check-ins that I missed, and for reasons you know why. I was knocked on my ass. What was I going to do? But yeah. A little bit of this can go a long way. It's like the online equivalent of tipping your waitresses, I like to say. Just once more, because I do like to repeat myself. We all know this. Keep your eye out for potentially a message of communication Let's see if we can do some bonus messages. I'm just saying, I'm just kind of compiling that data right now. I'm thinking about it. My energy's back up. I'm feeling good, and we'll see. We'll see where that feeling takes us. We're going to explore it, okay? We're going to make out with that feeling a little bit and just see where it goes, okay? It's either a good make out or it's not. And if it's not a good make out, then we don't proceed. And that's just ew. Just keep an eye out is my point. Anyway, you guys, take care. Be well. Leo, you're first. Show me Leo, please. All right, first card down, 2 of Pentacles. 4 of Pentacles crossing. Okay, oh, 3 of Wands is crowning. Oh, past this one's going to go over like a lead balloon. I already have half a mind to do a redo for you. I need to see some progress, or this one's getting scrapped. 5 of Swords is in the past, exiting 6 of Cups. Like I said, I've got to see some progress. Better. Otherwise, this one's going to get cut. I'm serious. I have such a low tolerance for non-progress readings. I got to see some progress. Otherwise, like, what's the point? What's the point of my time? What's the point of your time? You know, some people just want to be stuck and happy that they're stuck, and I can't have that. You know, I can't. So there's some movement here. 9 of Cups is in your strengths. Excellent. Justice is in your environment. Good, 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 good. 7 of Pentacles and the hopes and fears, and the outcome is the Ace of Pentacles. Good, good, good. I am curious about that Chariot, because I was really nervous about where you were taking me on this. 2 of Pentacles, 4 of Pentacles. I ain't letting nothing go. Nothing, nothing, nothing. I'm keeping everything. I'm holding out. I'm holding on. I'm waiting, and you can't make me drop nothing. You can't make me do nothing different. It's very stubborn. It's very obstinate. And then to add insult to injury, you're showing me 3 of Wands. I'm going to wait, too. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Okay. Okay. Okay there, big fella. Okay. Okay. It's like, yeah, I mean, that's, honey, to each their own. Here's the issue. 5 of Swords is in the past. This is how some of you self-sabotage. By holding out, waiting, and being almost deliberately obstinate about it. I'm going to hold on. I ain't going nowhere. I ain't doing nothing. I'm just going to sit here, hold tight with this. And it's a form of self-sabotage. Waiting. Playing down the clock. You know? Six of Cups is on the exit. You holding out for them is hurting your own cause. I want you to give yourself permission to leave this. I can only tell you so much. I can only do so much. I can't make you do anything. If you want to double down, triple down, quadruple down on that energy, I'm not letting this go. They have to catch up to me. I will wait. 5 of Swords. It's self-sabotage, guys. You've been through something like this before where you waited for another energy to catch up to you, and they do no such thing. They don't have to. Nobody has to join you, no matter what your personal beliefs or convictions are. If someone doesn't want to stand next to your side, you are only hurting yourself by holding out for that cause. That's solely your cause. Someone here doesn't want to join you. I don't know who they are to you. It doesn't have to be a person of intimate value. Someone whom you've known a long time, I know that. Even if you're not soul bonded to them, it's someone whom you've known. You've had many memories with. And you're holding out because you expect them to catch up to you where you are. Okay? So there might be physical distance, but still the expectation is way off. Nobody has to do anything. And I know that because feelings get involved and beliefs get involved, but the fact of the matter is you're just hurting yourself. And you know you are with the 5 of Swords in the past. You've done this before. You waited for somebody. It's like, I'll let them catch up to me. They need to decide. The ball's in their court. Then why is it your time that's being sacrificed if the ball's in their court? That means you've given somebody power over you. Okay? That's the 5 of Swords. So you can't see it. You don't want to see it. You've given someone else your power by waiting and being stubborn about it. Okay? Why don't you put the ball back in your court and say, I don't have to stand here and wait. If they wanted to be here, guess what? They'd fucking be here. Now that's closer to the truth. The mind games, Five of Swords, mind games, manipulations, it's not worth it. Okay? It's not worth it. You lose so much time. I don't know how much time you've lost. That's already quite a lengthy process I'm looking at. Holding out for a point, waiting for them to catch up to you physically, metaphorically, spiritually, emotionally, whatever it is. I see you holding out to the point, well, they can catch up to where I'm at. I'll be right here. Whatever that is left you hanging. And you act like that's part of the plan. So I'm glad to see. I'm not trying to be down on you, honey. I just don't want that for anybody. That's not a plan. That's not a life. Okay? At some point you figure it out because, Chariot, you move the forward fast, swiftly. I got you determined to just stay still, which is not a direction. It's just right there. And then, boom, you propel forward very quickly. I don't know what that moment was, but I'd like to shake that moment's hand because whatever the hell it is got you unstuck from this. Okay? I'd like to give it that, whatever that was, that motivation, that something. I don't know what it was, internal, external realization, validation, whatever that got you unstuck, like a bad glue job. Okay, got you unstuck and allowed you to move forward. I would love to say thank you to that. Or just perhaps you realized it, you figured it out. Oh, Leo, we've done this before and we've been made very unhappy by this very kind of circumstance before. If not with this same person, then this situation has come up again and again in my life where I have a patternized issue with not letting people go who clearly don't want to be here. And then I turn around and act like I'm making this big sacrifice that they could give a shit about. Oh, let's not do that again. Oh, yeah, let's get out of here. Do you want to get the fuck out of here? Yeah, let's get the fuck out of here, Leo. I would love to do that. Can we do that? Yes, please. Let's do that. So, boom. You hit the accelerant. Nine of Cups is in your strengths. Yes, yes. But be aware, our strengths are also our weaknesses. Nine of Cups. Okay, if you want to invest in your self-interest, at the idea of self-love here, self-pleasure, in ways that are good, you will, but also negative too, because it can be an indulgence. Okay, so just to let you know, our strengths are our weaknesses, etc. Our pros or our cons. So while I understand that more often than not, you want to do what makes you happy, it can also go into a bad space if you convince yourself this is what would make you happy. So know your strengths, that means you know your weaknesses. You can't have one without the other. This is nature, this is balance. So FYI. But yes, for the most part, this is a good thing to have. Justice in your environment, good. You are correcting for yourself that which was incorrect. You are literally adjusting your environment to show more balance to you, what is karmically correct for you. Karma comes to us all, be it in the good kind, as in reward, or this is what we've earned, and then also consequences of these actions over here. So I want you to be more concerned with what's going to show up for you that is correct, technically, legally, spiritually, however you want to do it. But I'm glad to see that justice is in your environment. You are correcting things for yourself. The minute you allowed yourself to get unstuck, you started to recalibrate and say, this is what's actually correct for me. This is what's actually fair. I'm feeling a hell of a lot more balanced these days. Thank you very much. Good. Good. But this was very much unfair, and it was self-imposed. Now, okay, now you're showing yourself the proper respect. Excellent. Seven of Pentacles and the hopes and fears. Whatever that is, I think will be dealt with another day. I'm also saying don't wait any further on it. It's something that you are familiar with, and it seems to be very disjointed in terms of its build. Sometimes there is some improvement there. Sometimes it gets back on course. But you seem to be locked into a pattern of giving to it and then feeling the need to escape from it, but you can't quite. So you wait on them to catch up to you. I don't quite know what that is, but I don't like the way it's played out in your life. No. The pathway is odd. It looks like you developed something here where you're always in this position of giving to this, waiting on it, giving to this, waiting on it. I don't care for it. The fact that it's showing up in your hopes and fears tells me that we're not done with it yet. You recognize it's a plateau situation. It's not going anywhere. But for now, you've agreed to stop giving it energy, to stop waiting on it, and to stop giving it effort. And that's good. We'll take that. That's the start. I would like you to develop more long-term plans around this, but I'm glad that you decided to move forward. I think many of you decided to do something that was right for you and go for a new opportunity. This is positive, and I think that's why you're showing yourself justice in your environment, is because you took this offer for what it was. And you either didn't get this situation or person's approval, they didn't want to join you in that space, and you said you'd wait, it's their decision, it's in their hands. No, it was in your hands. That was your opportunity. That is your sense of karmic balance. That was for you to decide, not them. If they did a passive, non-committal thing and hands off and I don't want to be involved, or I'm not going to approve or disapprove, and you're like, fine, I'll wait, that's when you started to shoot yourself in the foot. So I'm glad that you stopped doing that. You gave yourself permission to move forward, and that opportunity is 1,000% yours to take. It's likely inconvenient. It requires perhaps inconvenience to accept it, such as just the stuff. In order to get a new job or start a new career, there's so much that goes into it, particularly time, energy, attention, effort. Okay, relocation might be involved. The purchase and selling of homes might be involved. It can be inconvenient, but if it's correct, then it's correct. And whatever this is, didn't want to play ball or say could join you in that space or didn't want anything to do with the decision. It was yours to handle to begin with. Okay? It was yours to handle to begin with. It was your say, it was your call. And I am sorry. But don't leave yourself on read like that. That wasn't fair to you. Honestly, I feel like I don't know why you were waiting on them to catch up to join you, to get their approval. It just that offer is not really for them, it's for you. So that's frustrating. You have some sort of history with this person. It looks disjointed. The High Priestess, Judgment. Yeah, you knew this literally about work. Congratulations on your opportunity. It's well earned. Good job. I'm very happy for you. But it was your call. It wasn't theirs. All right. I don't know why you waited on this person to join you. But there's something about, in that context of waiting, you understood how this opportunity was slipping from your grasp, or that you would lose sight of it, or you would lose the ability to accept the role if you had an increase in role or something like that. You didn't want it to pass you by. It was your call. It was always your call. The High Priestess with Judgment and the Eight of Pentacles. That was your decision, and you felt it, and I think that's what got you unstuck there. I do. From that cheap glue that was getting you to stay. It's like I'm only hurting myself, waiting on this person's energy to contribute, to approve, or whatever, or to even join me. I have got to move forward. This is mine. I know it's mine. And you're right, it is yours. It was your call. And when you started to accept that, move towards that, you started to correct the situation. It felt better, didn't it? This decision was not in their hands. It was yours. Okay? I don't need to pursue it further. That explained enough. All right. Assess the situation. First quarter moon in Virgo. Some of you might have some very strong Virgo in your chart. Could be connecting to it. The season might be important to you. But yes, absolutely assess the situation for what it is, not for what it isn't. This was yours. And I am sorry, you expect someone clearly to stand next to you or to sign off on it or even participate, possibly in like a co-project, I don't quite know, or co-management. And you've known them a long time. Once more, may not be a person of spouse or intimacy or intimate relationship, but in some way you expect them to join. And the fact that you were holding out for their thought, opinion, or approval or physical presence, something's wrong. It wasn't for them to decide, it was for you to decide. So I'm glad you took your power back and decided for your dang self. Jump in. You just wanted to jump in. I just know. I know. I know there's something about this. I can't keep waiting, and I'm hurting myself the more that I do. Or waiting for their approval. They're not going to approve, or they can't sign up, or something like that. But you want to jump in. You're being asked to take a chance and give whatever you're questioning a try. The stars will never all align in just the right way. Whatever this is wasn't supposed to align to this. You are. Sometimes you have to take the leap anyway. That is that time. Yes, you just want to jump in. Excellent. The consequences of this, you'll see that later. Like I said, that pathway for you isn't over yet. It's built into a certain way that doesn't look the most supportive or healthy or productive. But you will get back to that in due course, I have no doubt. Okay, we have lots of folks here today. First, letters D, O, O, and U. We have the medallions of Pisces, Gemini, Scorpio, Cancer. All the water signs plus Gemini. You might have these very strong placements in your chart, and then Virgo. Could be connecting to you. Like I said, the seasons might be important to you. We have the Tree of Life. Yes, I know. This has to do with your foundation, your expansion, adding more. Okay, possibly adding more network resources, this kind of thing. Community, I don't know, but it's either the birth, the rebirth, or the deepening of your roots. Okay, once more, congratulations. The crescent moon is in reverse by the light of the next new moon. Perhaps there will be some movement forward there. Okay, or you'll see this for yourself. But yes, please do listen to yourself. I love that moment in time where you're just like, I gotta go. I gotta move forward on this. I'm just hurting myself, and this is my decision anyway. I'll make it correct for me. I'll make it correct for me. I'll make it work for me. That was a good attitude to have, and I'm glad it happened. Leo, honey. Okay, glad we kept this one. I got real close, you guys, to be like, I better see something. I better see some progress somewhere, because if it's just a bunch of holding out and holding back and holding on and doing a whole bunch of nothing and telling ourselves we're okay with it, I don't know about you, but I can't tolerate those readings anymore, honey. They need to be of use to me. They need to be of use to you. Okay, I hope this helped. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Sag, welcome to your Thursday check-in. Show me Sagittarius, please. Ooh. What's up? First card down. Temperance, you. Hello, darling. It's nice to see you. Crossing, Four of Pentacles, learning to let go. Very good. Crowning, the High Priestess. Past, Nine of Pentacles. Exiting, Page of Cups. Before you, the Fool. Wow. Strengths, the Ace of Cups. Beautiful. Three of Cups in the environment. I see that. Seven of Pentacles, hopes and fears. Leo had that same position, same card, completely different read. But just to let you know, just in case you have some Leo in your chart, but outcome is the Two of Cups. Oh, good, because we were heading that direction. Love, simply put. By the way, common question I get, why does it always have to be about love? That's the subject. So Celtic Cross is open. I saw spiritual and say financial conflict in Leo's. Okay? And then I'm saying love, but a strong sense of self and spiritual self in you. But yeah, just to let you know, in case you have a Leo in your chart, that might be important to you. All right, Temperance, BEA, beautiful. Your power card in that opening, Four of Pentacles, is crossing. So this has been an ongoing project for some of you. Learning to let something go and be at peace with it. To have no conflict within yourself anymore, specifically. To give yourself closure on something that you've been holding on to, like so. And that takes work. It takes so much work. I got to learn to let this go. I want to. Nobody's telling me. Nobody's forcing me. I choose to. I choose to learn to let this go. I choose to learn from it. That'll give me peace over the subject. I choose to consolidate my feelings over the subject, and that will also give me peace over this Four of Pentacles. And you've made a lot of headway. It took time, though. It took time. For some of you, it took years. But you can honestly say, yes, I've made progress on this particular subject. Yes, I'm learning to let it go and feel okay about it. I'm at peace with this. The High Priestess is at your crown. So you have a little help from your intuitive side as well. You've been listening to yourself very well for, I'm going to go ahead and take a guess, a couple of years now. listening to yourself and incorporating that feedback about what to do. It's a very tricky process between Temperance and the High Priestess. It's not always straightforward, as our day-to-day reality can often present itself. This, what you've been going through, is very quiet. It's very internal. And it's a tricky navigation system, but the core subject doesn't change. I want to let this go, and it's on me to figure out how. Okay. Again, internal peace over subject. Some people can just let things go, and that's beautiful. Good on those folks. For other people, we struggle with it because it typically involves deeper lessons that are not easily understood. Just the self. Okay? Okay, Nine of Pentacles in the past. You know, I love that. That just because it's in the past doesn't mean it's over. It's a continuation for many of you. And this is who you are. Speaking of 3D reality, that's typically who you are. Someone who can stand on their own 2 feet, create their own garden. Okay? Very comfortable in it. You know how to provide for yourself. You know how to be stable. You can make your own name and your own way in this world, which is wonderful. So who you are on the outside, you're telling me you had to take that and put it to work on the inside too. So I wonder what it is that you let go. It has something to do with feelings. Page of Cups on the exit. It doesn't hit like it used to. You don't have big emotions over the subject like you used to. In fact, you've done a job compartmentalizing it and making it smaller and smaller and smaller. Like I said, the impact perhaps years ago was huge to you, was comet-sized, and now it's like, oh, it's a drop. It's a drop. I've really been working through this. And you've done a great job. Very beautiful internal process. Very strong and sturdy external process. Okay? The Fool is before you in future. Look at that. You must be feeling very comfortable about your own progress, because I see you of your own free will. There's just a lightness in you, and I like it so much. Your step is lighter, your spirit is lighter, and now you're showing me I kind of just want to open up and do my own thing now. And it looks great. You look wonderful. You look like you're ready to go. It looks like you've been comfortably on your own. As it's not an accusation. Being single is not a dirty word, guys. But you look like you've been comfortably, and I mean comfortably, on your own for a while. That wasn't the concern. Letting something go, that was your concern. And I mean, if you chose to be on your own while you were processing this thing, I would deeply love to know what that Four of Pentacles is. But you know what? You determined what was right for you. You said, I got to be on my own when I do this. And now you're showing me signs of life. I want to wake up and start sharing my energy with somebody. And you believe in it too. You do. The Ace of Cups, beautiful. The heart's full. You consider your heart to be a strength. That means you really have done a good job of healing. And you know the importance and the value of the cup. When it becomes so full, it starts to overflow. It wants to break off and become 2. You're showing me some classic alignment today, and that's beautiful. So we kind of know what your Fool's doing. And for the Fool, it's open-ended. It's never just about a journey in love. It's a journey in life, wanting to open up, travel, do something new, be someone different. Sometimes it's just that weird, and I had this feeling too recently. It's something is so small and stupid as, you know what, let's just get a brand new haircut. And I've been taking that very seriously. That's kind of like my version of the Fool these days. You know, I'm thinking about changing my hair. And for some people, it's like, I want to travel and see the world for 60 days. You don't know. But for you, yours is in the position of love. And I'm happy to see the Ace of Cups as your strength. You believe in love. And you really do. From the strength of your being, from the strength of your heart, you do believe in love and being in love. And I agree with you. I absolutely agree with you. You don't really know who you are until you're in love, but you should know who you are in terms of, well, what it is that you do, who you are spiritually, and what you're about and what you believe in. But I got to tell you, there's something to be said for being in love. It helps add to the idea of who you are. And that's where you're headed, it seems. And the Three of Cups is in your environment, so you start the process soon of connecting. I just see open-ended connectedness. It's neither here nor there. It's just the happiness to connect at the social emotional level. and get things started. It feels good, feels light, liberating. Okay? I like it. 7 Pentacles and hopes and fears. Pathway there. Not quite sure. Your established pathway, your workaday energies, I don't know. Getting them to be calm or neutral. Okay. It seems to be all quiet there for now. You hope it stays that way. Considering that the 9 of Pentacles is in your past, I don't know. Your work energies seem pretty solid to me. So it seems overall your pathway right now is calm, and you're kind of hoping it'll stay that way at the moment. That's all right. 2 of Cups is in the outcome. Basically, if you're not worried about it, neither am I. It seems like you got a grip on things, or you're used to having a grip on things. Okay. 2 of Cups is in the outcome. And then I see you out of the selection or the process that is the 3 of Cups. I see you becoming more intimately acquainted with somebody. Okay. So again, 3 of Cups is non-specific. It's nice to hang out, right? Nice to have some fun. Have a laugh. Have some good times there. But this suggests that something here is happening a little bit more in equal. Okay? A little bit more intimate there. So, we have that new journey in love. And it is taking off beautifully. Yes, know thy worth, know thy heart. Excellent. Well done. You showed me a whole lot of work and the willingness to do it on your own because you're comfortable and it doesn't scare you, which is good. You've really learned to let this particular thing go, so much so that you're showing me you're ready for a new adventure. You're ready to be open to love. And I gotta tell you, you're making it look pretty darned easy. So it's looking like you connected to somebody soon, and I must say it shapes up quickly. I don't know if it's the one, but it's somebody. Somebody whose feelings, it seems, are on par to yours. Ace of Pentacles, the Knight of Swords, the 9 of Pentacles. There you are. See, I know you know how to take care of yourself. That's not an issue. That's very active for you all day, every day. Well done. Goodness me, you're so accustomed to doing your own thing. That's still very much on point, and you still very much believe in that. You're an active contributor. You're very comfortable with your life and everything that you've built into it. You take your opportunities very seriously. Some of you have also been aiming towards an Ace of Pentacles and not just love. Making it happen. Trying to create it. Defining it. Putting real work into it. You will succeed. Yes, indeed, you will succeed. Quite the catch, I must say. King of Wands, 10 of Pentacles, and the 7 of Wands. Guarded. Yes, but guarded. You've amassed a certain foundation, a reputation, a name for yourself. Everything you do with natural passion and enthusiasm, but you're guarded. You have built a lot, and you have learned to not just let anybody into your world. That you show me a lot of calm, but steady boundaries around. Okay? You don't just let anybody in there. You don't just give anybody the keys to your kingdom. I understand that. Could I see a little bit more on the love, please? It's such a big feature in your reading. The world. There's that 4 of Pentacles, the lovers. Okay. All right. So that kind of told me I wanted to know about that 4 of Pentacles. Many of you have learned and had to learn the hard way. And it took a lot of patience, a lot of compassion for yourself to understand that you love this lover and now you had to let them go. Again, not an overnight process. It was with you for some time. For some of you, upwards to 4 years, you had to learn to let this one go. It's a very strong connection. You know what it is. Gorgeous. This is a neutral deck, but just in case, there. They so cleverly cover the cash and prizes in this deck, but still, just in case. But yeah, you had to learn to let this one go. And the moment you do, and you understand that you have completely and fully, you open up to other things in your life. You must have loved this lover very, very much for a very long time. You really had to go out of your way to be at peace, and you insisted on being on your own in that process. Okay? But yeah, I completely understand that. Yeah, so when that's completely closed out, I see that Fool being available to you soon in terms of the spiritual energy just opening up, and then boom. Heart space activity, connecting, and it's beautiful. It's lovely. So that Seven of Pentacles then, hopes and fears that things will continue to be kind of like on a calm, smooth ride for you, at least in terms of your work energies for now. Okay, because I can see you're otherwise quite the busy person, and you have a lot of boundaries around that foundation, as you should. You should be protective of it. You have built a lot. But yeah, I see you feeling more comfortable sharing your heart space with somebody here soon. Yes, but congratulations. You learned to let that lover go and everything it represents. Okay? Okay. Yeah, sorry, I suppose you'll know soon enough anyway. Soon enough anyway. I see you opening to love when you understand this is completely done and you're comfortable with it and it doesn't hurt anymore and that you've learned a lot from it. Okay, leave the past behind, and so you are. Last quarter moon in Capricorn. Some of you will experience your blast or your full energy around Capricorn season, which if you think about it is a couple months from now. I'm not advising you to wait. I'm saying the Fool's a natural process. You don't really decide it, you feel it. But leave the past behind, okay? When you have really left that past behind, you will know the love of your future. All right? Create. You're a creator. You actively bring into the world. You produce, you create, you produce, you create. You're a creator. Naturally creative. And you've made a whole life out of it. Yeah. King, Queen of Wands. They're known for their creativity as well as their passion. You bring a lot to the table. You create a lot. I see that you generate a lot of pentacles. I absolutely see that. Okay. But yeah, anyway, you might have some very strong Capricorn in your chart could be connecting to. This season might be important too. All I can tell you is when this cycle is completely closed, you will have this feeling of just opening up with ease and absolute possibility. It's going to be a gorgeous feeling. We have the letters I, G, S. We have the medallion of the child. Some of you might have children. Children might be involved in some way. And then, you know, with the child medallion, there comes a couple of ideas. If it's in the positive, it suggests an openness, a childlike quality to be open, to be vulnerable, okay, to see the good in people, and to feel natural feelings of wholesomeness and completeness and just wanting to be loved. In the negative context, it suggests dependencies, childlike tendencies where they are negative in terms of needing care, constant care. Just this, you're showing me too much independence for anyone to have false dependencies or false attachments. In that respect of relying on others, you clearly rely on yourself. I don't think that's the issue, no. I think you're showing me childlike wonder and just getting to open up again, believing in that. But also, some of you simply put, might have a kid. Yeah. Okay. Oh, and then we have the chakras in alignment. Yes, I see that. You've been working very hard in getting yourself in alignment. I completely see that, and I agree with it. Saggy, I hope this helps you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Aries, what's up? Show me Aries, please. What's going on for Aries? All right, first card down. Eight of Cups. Crossing the Wheel of Fortune. Crowning you the Six of Pentacles. Wow. Past is the Devil. Exiting Six of Wands. Before you the Magician. Okay. Strengths, the Knight of Wands. The High Priestess in your environment. Good. Five of Swords. In the hopes and fears. Ah. Yes. Outcome is the Hermit. Good. Good. I'm glad to see that. There's something here you don't want anymore. You're not emotionally attached to it anymore. Eight of Cups. You're not into it. Emotionally. Okay. But you're saying for now you still need it. Unfortunately, the Wheel of Fortune has turned as such as that you still feel reliant upon whatever this is. Six of Pentacles is at your crown. It's some sort of balance that you give to and you get back from it in some way. It doesn't necessarily have to be work. It's anything, again, contractually speaking, you go back and forth with. Once more, you give to get, back and forth, and we have a multitude of balances every day, okay? They're realistic in nature, and they can be very small, and they can be very, very large. So there's something here you're saying, I don't care for this. Unfortunately, I still need it at this time. And you're like, to be clear, I do not care for it. I really, really don't. However, I can't just let it go, and I can't just walk from it. Devil's in the past. This, whatever this is, has a very poor grip on you in terms of your need to keep it. You don't care for it. There's anger in there. There's a very bad feeling towards that balance. There's a sense of obligation, and it's, when will it ever end? And I'm a slave to it, and I can't just leave it, and I'm still chained to it. And it's very negative, very negative, very negative. But again, to be clear, you're emotionally checked out from it. The best of you is not here to be found when you participate in this balance. I'm not saying you have to. I'm not saying you have to continue to do that forever. No, I would love for you to break free from it. Very much so. It clearly does not suit you. Okay? It does not suit you. This balance, again, could be anything from work to a loose agreement you have with your neighbor down the street. I don't know. I just know that you're like, well, the situation sucks, but it is what it is. I can't just... I mean, I've walked here. This means nothing to me anymore. But I'm still physically here with this, exchanging with it. I don't like the way it makes you feel. You don't like the way it makes you feel. So no, of course I'm not going to advise you to hang in there any more than you absolutely have to. I do want you to develop a plan to extract yourself from it. That way you're not relying on this balance anymore. Because while it might feed you in some way in the 3D, it does not feed your soul. It does not feed your heart. It makes you feel bad. And like I said, there's a sense of obligation in here. Okay? So what's the game plan? What's our exit plan here? Because I would like to see that for you. And Six of Wands is on the exit. Whatever this is, you don't take pride from it. It's not an ego thing. It might have been once upon a time, how long could I keep working with this and get something from it and feel okay about it? But that confidence is long since gone. The ego for this, it's not even a sense of job well done anymore. It's recognition you don't want. It's like, I'm getting credit with this balance. I'm getting visibility with this balance, and I don't want to be associated with this balance anymore. I don't even want the credit. I don't want to be seen with it. And that's a big thing. That's kind of a big clue for you. It's like, I don't want to be seen with that. I don't like it. I take my name off the credits. Just pay me what you owe me or balance up with me. That's it. I just want this thing to fulfill its bottom line with me. That's it. Before you in future, the Magician, manifesting. So hopefully that's what I'm seeing for you is manifestation for the exit plan, something. Because it seems like you cannot change the dynamic of this thing. It's set in stone. It's been going back and forth like this for some time. It seems to me if there's any room for improvement, changes, shifts, transmutation, whatever, if there was anything like that, you would have known by now. Whatever this is just makes you feel bad. And again, once more, you would like to be done with it. So hopefully what I'm seeing here with the Magician is you manifesting solutions for exit strategy to let this balance go or to find a replacement for this balance. Okay, one that doesn't make you feel so damn bad, weird, obligated, or negative about yourself. Okay, kind of a big clue there for fire signs when you don't take confidence in something or someone. You don't want to be seen in a balance or seen with somebody. You see what I'm saying there? It's no longer a source of confidence or pride for you. It's this weird sort of, oh, God, I have to do this thing again. No, I don't want to talk about it. No, I don't want to take pictures. Thanks. Thanks. No, I don't want to take, no. It's something like that. I do not want to capture any memories here. You know, no, we're co-workers. We're not friends. I'm not going to hang out with you outside of work. Something like that. You get what I'm saying? And I hope we're able to pull that solution in. And from what I'm seeing here, by all rights, that's what's going to happen. So that's good. The Knight of Wands is in your strengths. I completely agree. That's what I'm saying. It's a little bit of a concern here that your Six of Wands is on the exit, because obviously it's the opposite for you. This is always going to be a strength for you. Natural energy, optimism. The only night associated with optimism, hope, good vibes, man. See what I'm saying? The way it moves forward. Yes, it can move forward fast. And sometimes, yes, it is often associated with pleasure, yes, passion. But again, just the energy to move forward. Think of this guy as a shot of espresso. Okay, I can do anything. Let's go. That's what it is for you. That should be a strength for you, yes. So the fact that you can't for this situation tells me a lot. It makes you feel bad, negative, the opposite of positive, healthy, vibrant energy. This lack of hope and confidence tells me a lot. And it goes beyond just a regular balance. I know that you try to minimize it. It's just a back and forth system. It's just a back and forth system. I give to this what I need to get from it, and I get from it what I need to get. And it feels gross, like a poor exchange, and I don't want that for anybody. So yes, please, let's find a solution to this. The High Priestess, good, in your environment. Shh, quiet. Your intuitive process. Keep this to yourself. I want you to check in with you first. What are you trying to say to yourself? Listen, 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 listen. Listen to yourself about your energy. Listen to yourself realistically and rationally about this exchange, and why does it feel so bad? How long has it been going on? And is this really what you deserve? Yes, things have played out as they played out, but that doesn't mean it's what you deserve indefinitely. So that Wheel of Fortune, yes, things have a way of catching up to us from the past. Whatever this is was laid out a long time ago, and it's not up for negotiation. We should know this by now. There's no room for change. Otherwise, you would have seen it or felt it or hoped for it. It's the opposite of that. So, things have tallied up the way they have tallied up. Let's accept that. But I'm not saying judgment. There's a difference between judgment and the Wheel of Fortune. You can still change the outcome. You don't have to continue to accept this. It's not changing. It's not moving. It stays as is. Okay? So yes, please do listen to yourself. Five of Swords is in the hopes and fears. Exactly. Am I self-sabotaging by continuing to be in this balance? Yeah, let's think about that. Okay? You be clear. You want out. Is it wrong to hope for a little bit more until I get what I need from it? I don't know. That's up to you and your values. What's important to you? If you say you need to extract more from it before you can reasonably let it go, then that's a truth you have to consolidate yourself to. But that also means living inauthentically with it until you can let it go. And that's something you have to come to terms with. Okay? I don't want you to have to step foot in that arena any more than you already have. It's proven itself repeatedly what you can expect from it and how it will not change. That's not open for discussion or your influence for positive change. It ain't going to happen. Positive change is not welcome here. So you already know what to expect from this. What is it that you can reasonably live with until you can find a way to let this go? That's what you need to ask yourself. I don't want you, and to be clear, once more, I'm not asking you to engage in any self-sabotaging tendencies or manipulation on your own part to stay in this. I want you out of it. But it's you who has to do the darn thing. You have to be comfortable with it. Okay? The Hermit is in your outcome. That's the plan I'm looking for. Good. The Hermit is one of the best plan builders. Takes the time it takes. Okay. But it's looking at the path, learning from it. That way we can alter it before we proceed. What stays, what goes? What have I learned from this? And it's going to be based on how you're listening to yourself and what are you asking for from the universe exactly. Okay? So what you're asking for, listening to yourself, there's a plan in here. I want you to know you got this. Or rather, you can get yourself out of it. You don't have to continue to contribute to this. You don't have to. It does not suit. Okay? But I see you keep coming back to it, keep giving to it, and say, I guess I'll do it a couple more times, or I need to get more from it, or I'm not done extracting from it. But it bums you out. It makes you feel bad about yourself. Okay? So self-sabotage here, sometimes you can talk yourself into it and feel reasonably good about it. It keeps you going for another day, and there's other times you're afraid of how well you can talk yourself into it and keep yourself going another day in it. You have some strong skills there with the Five of Swords. So be aware of that. Okay, the Hermit, and I see you healing. Some of you might need to isolate from this, and I don't know why I'm getting that impression, but it's very hard to contribute or stay in an environment that is supporting the unhealthy behavior or habit, or the unhealthy exchange, because once more, I don't know what the hell that is. So we might need a rethink on our environment here. This is for some of you, not all of you. If this isn't your reading, you should have known to check out your other placements by now. This is for the person who needs to hear it, okay? That's it. Ten of Pentacles, the Foundation. The Emperor, you, the Three of Pentacles. Gosh. You are head of a very large state. You make a lot of things function. Why can't you let this one go? It does not function well. If anything, it takes away from you and it makes you feel bad. You have such a huge foundation, a huge network, large access to resources and people. You ought to know you're the head of it all, right there, the Emperor. You have such a firm spirit, strong mind, steady hand. There's nothing you can't build or build into. So why do you need this so-called balance? Have you convinced yourself you need it, or you can't just let it go? Seems to me you would actually literally know better. It is some sort of unhealthy exchange, honey, and I just see the way it plays out in you, and it's like, this is how it ended up, and it's not, this is just how it is. And you're right, it is just how it is, but it is a choice to continue to participate, especially if looking at you, you don't need it. You have a very thriving community. Steady as hell, and you seem to be at the head of it. Knights of Swords, the Five of Pentacles. You don't need this, honey. This is the definition of I don't need this. You're right, you don't need it. What is it? Why? Why do you keep it going? Obligation? Does it feel like an obligatory contract of some sort? Some sort of unspoken, unwritten rule that you're supposed to keep this? I got news for you, baby. No, you don't. Now, again, begging my pardon, I can't, strictly speaking, tell you what to do, and I wouldn't want to. Free will, choice. Tarot's a proof of choice, not the absence of it. But you could let that go. You could take the necessary actions, Knight of Swords, Knight of Pentacles. And in fact, you could choose your own speed. Fast, slow, I don't care. But the Five of Pentacles, honey, cut this out. It is not thriving. And it barely meets this idea of fulfillment. But honestly, it's subtracted from substantially seeing where it's coming from, the origin of it, and how, frankly, you're disenchanted from it. Ace of Cups. You can let this one go. You don't need to keep it. Why do you feel so bad? Why do you feel so bad about letting this go? It does not serve. It does not suit. You're the head of your own empire here. Okay? Act like it. You don't have to keep this one. The Fool. Yeah, do something different. Perhaps you just got locked into a pattern with it and you're like, I wouldn't even know how to get rid of it. Yeah, you would. You would. Take a risk. Take a chance. Be the Fool. The opposite side, or the opposite end of that spectrum, that is Aries energy. The weight and the seriousness of the Emperor, the lightness and the openness of the Fool. They exist on the same spectrum. These are both you. Okay. You get to say, you built this thing, you can dismantle it, you can cut this piece out. easily, it looks like to me. But there's this weird sort of devil thing attached to it where it doesn't make you feel good. In fact, it makes you feel kind of ashamed. Perhaps once upon a time you felt pride for this particular balance, this particular structure, and it meant more to you then, but I'm more interested in now. You're not emotionally present for it. You're not into it anyway. Okay? I think it's time to let it go. It looks habitual at this point. You're doing it because you're used to it or it became a habit. It's a bad habit, honey. Let's rack it up to that. You're otherwise quite prosperous, quite steady, very commanding of thyself. Release. That's what I'm saying. Be at peace with this like the dove. Release. It's within your possible. You're showing me, but it's impossible. But it's played out the way it is. You can release this. You get to say. You get to say. It doesn't want to release you. Guess what? You're the other half of that story. You can release it. Okay? Maybe it's just something you got used to feeding, but it doesn't feed you. I don't know, honey. It looks like you're supplying energy for it that's not well done. You're being asked to release any toxic people or situations from your life. You deserve to be free of all the drama, and this is the first step to achieving that. It is toxic. I don't know if it's a person, but it's something that you definitely... Yeah, keep going. It's something that you got used to feeding. And the devil always wants more than his or her fair share. Always. Speak your world into being. First quarter moon in Gemini. You might have some very strong Gemini in your chart. Could be connecting to. Or the seasons might be important to you. Perhaps check theirs out, although I haven't done theirs yet. But who knows? Maybe there's something in there for you. We have the letters R, T, I, N. We have the Scorpio twice. Some of you have some very strong Scorpio in your chart, and then Scorpio season, which is upcoming, might be important to you. But it is the sign of transformation. Even this situation clearly will not change, but that shouldn't keep you from changing. You get to say. Okay, so if you have any Scorpio in your chart, I am asking you to use it. We also have Cancer here. So, again, you might have these very strong placements in your chart, could be connecting to, or the seasons might be important to you. Aries, honey, I hope this helps you. I would really like to have taken portions of this to in-depth. I would like to have seen more of this in greater detail. But it does look toxic, bad for you, a pattern that has long since served its purpose. Okay, I hope this helped. Take care. Be well. Aquarius, welcome to your Thursday check-in. Show me, Aquarius. What's going on? Show me, Aquarius, please. Okay. First card down. Two of Pentacles. Crossing. The Lovers. Ooh. That's one of your more interesting Two of Pentacles, I must say. Anybody's more interesting Two of Pentacles if they have one. Six of Cups is at your crown. Oh, yeah. The past is the Hermit exiting. Knight of Wands before you, the Sun. Ooh. Interesting. We got some energy conversion here. Yeah. Strength, Judgment. Ooh. My. You've got a lot going on here. Queen of Cups in the environment. Good. I'm happy to see that. You have a soft spot in there. Ten of Swords and the hopes and fears. And the outcome is the Queen of Wands. Okay. We're not quite done with this one. In fact, Two of Pentacles, the Lovers. To be clear, how you're experiencing this very strong connection is changing and shifting, but you're still experiencing it. It's not over. No. The feeling there is still very active between you two. No matter the circumstance, and I'm not sure where it is. The Lovers is crossing an uncertain Two of Pentacles about what the heck's going on here. But yeah, no, there's a lot of shifting and changing just in the energies between these two. It shows up as physical later. But for now, there's a lot going on energetically. It's shifting, it's changing, and you're like, what is going on with me? You have a very strong idea of what the Lovers is to you already. But we seem to be interpreting it differently these days. Six of Cups is at the crown. You're like, I'm more in tune with this darn thing now than I was in the past. Because I see in the past you thought you had this down. You thought you consolidated yourself to whatever the strong connection is. And that's changing somewhat. Like I said, that's the more interesting Two of Pentacles I will ever see. Because typically it's people playing wiffle waffle until they make a decision or they absolutely have to do something different. But this is like literally the energy between you two is shifting and changing. It's interesting because you're showing me a consolidated past around the subject, and typically, yeah, I would be like, well, that's what you learned. You're comfortable with it, and like I said, you had a very comfortable point of view, a consolidated point of view, a wise and learned point of view of the lovers' connection, how you experienced it in your past, and you're showing me you had your mind made up on the matter, and that you were more or less comfortable with what you learned from it or determined from it or about it. You're like, that's changed a little bit. It sits with me different now. Okay. As the Six of Cups is at the crown, it's like it might actually be, kind of a precious soul bond to me instead of just that really hot connection I had that one time how many years ago. It's something like that. You concluded whatever it is you concluded, okay? And like I said, I typically don't argue with the Hermit's results. I mean, he does a good job. And so it's not that what you concluded was wrong, it's just there was more to take into the equation, apparently. Like I said, you probably have the most interesting Two of Pentacles I've ever seen. So I don't get that too often. I'm kind of enjoying it myself. I've seen a lot, and typically energies or collective energies repeat. So this one's interesting for you. I must say, it'd be interesting for anybody, actually, regardless of sign. But yeah, so it's like we're not quite done. We're not quite done with learning about the lovers. You had a comfortable conclusion, but yet there's still more knowledge to take into the equation. Particularly how it affects you. Present day, it feels very different. It feels comfortable. It feels emotionally comfortable to you now. It's something that you can look on from the past and find comfort in it in your heart space and in your sexual energies too. I see it relaxing around. What? Your sexual energies are relaxing with this one. The memories of it? Or how you interpret the sexual energy now is shifted and changing into something more positive. The emotional energy above all, and the spiritual energy too. But yeah, the sexual energy feels different. It's very, I noticed that here as well. The Knights of Wands is, again, I can see where comfortably in the past you might have kind of put this connection in the category of it was a passionate thing, it was a pleasure thing, it affected me deeply, yes, but I can say, looking back on it, was passion. That idea is exiting, and it's taken on something a lot more robust. A lot more robust. So the Sun, don't get me wrong, these both contain energies of heat, fire. Okay, this one's a bit more short-term, a bit more immediate, very nice, very warm, very pleasurable, but this is a little bit more sustaining with the Sun. Okay, so that's the difference between this makes me feel good now, and it gets me motivated now, and it gets me going now, and something that gives me warmth and good feeling and happiness every day. It's a lot steadier, more consistent. So, like I said, there's the initial interpretation of this connection, and it was a pretty solid answer. But it turns out it wasn't the only answer. There's more to incorporate. And what's generating this activity for you? I have not a clue, except perhaps your two energies are in a better place to connect without the pressure of the real world. I don't quite know. There seems to be a lot more spiritual, emotional, and I would even say sexual comfort and understanding that you two were connected and what it means to you now. We just feel so much more relaxed around the idea, the feeling of it. And it's with you. It's with you right now. And like I said, there's a lot of convert, and it's all very good. It's not negative. But you have to admit, why is this coming up now? Why am I feeling that? Well, because it's not just you. They're participating in it too energetically. So whatever it is that you might be experiencing that's different, adding to your knowledge base about them and your comfort with them now, emotionally, spiritually, and otherwise, them too. I'm not saying your two's process is exactly the same. But I'm saying what you're kind of experiencing in some way, to some extent, they're adding to it. So I can see that you two are still deeply connected. We're just not done adding to the knowledge of what that means. There's more depth to it. There's more of a positive spin on it that's real and authentic. It's not bullshit. Judgment. Yeah, I know. It's in your strengths. It's happening now. It's okay. I keep coming back to the word vocabulary. It's like you have a set vocabulary when it comes to this person or this connection, and now you're adding to your vocabulary when it comes to your two's connection. Does that make sense? Okay. We're expanding our vocabulary, and it's happening now, and that includes our emotional expansion. We thought we had a set vocabulary on that. Spiritual connection, the sexual connection is feeling so much more comfortable, and we're adding to it, and it feels good. Again, I'm not saying anything that suggests we're lying to ourselves. This seems to be happening now. It's happening now. Why? The timing's right. I don't know. But you two are actually lining up quite beautifully in ways that neither one of you seem to be interacting with just yet. But judgment, this is happening now. It's the strength. Listening to you, listening, divine timing. That is a skill for you. Listening to things. Don't take it for granted. Stop. Explore it. Understand it. Feel it. Tap into it. Don't be afraid of it. Let's push it. Where is this going? Where is this taking me? This is provoking thoughts and memories. And it doesn't scare you. It doesn't scare you because, again, you've already kind of done some of the legwork here about what this meant to you. So I see you actively jumping into this and not being freaked out by it. You're not pushing against it. It's like you're kind of welcoming these impressions. You're welcoming. I have to say, it's quite wholesome, actually. You're not rejecting anything you're learning at all. You're open to it. You're just like, actually, I want more because it feels good. What's allowed this beautiful flow? I don't know. Perhaps just the time was right for you to be open to it. And them too, maybe. Queen of Cups in the environment. Yeah, you got a soft spot. It's nice to see that. You do. You have a beautiful heart space. You're a strong feeler. Perhaps even sensitive in your own way. Okay? Intuitive. It's a good thing. I think that's how others perceive you, as having a kind heart. A gentle heart. You might be big and buff and badass on the outside, but I think many who know you and know you well would say that you have a very kind heart. Ten of Swords in the hopes and fears. Now we got a little bit of salt on that margarita. Okay. It's a good margarita too. It looks very delicious. We're afraid that whatever it is we're experiencing here is that it could potentially, if we continue to explore it, might cause us more pain. And then also, is it over? Because there's this tender feeling here blooming in you. That this is happening for a reason. You're lining up to these components comfortably now for a reason. You don't want to be hurt by it. But what if it means that this is over? I don't want it to be. Queen of Wands is in the outcome. I just know that that's not you. At some point they join you. I don't know how. I don't know how. Up until that point it was a lot of comfortable, what the fuck did I just say? Comfortable feeling around exploring this and not feeling inhibited or shy about it. It's like, oh no, I'm welcoming this. This is great. This is what I thought I knew. Okay. It seems like I'm not done. It feels like a very safe exploration of a complicated subject, and I love that you're open to it right here at Judgment. It's like it wasn't just passion, and I can see that, and I feel more in tune with it now. There's something there that was in the past, or everything we needed to know was right there. Perhaps we couldn't see it at the time. Who I am, or was really in there, and so were they. These things really happen. I am actually authentically connected to this person, and I feel it. And it's not threatening. As I tell you, it's an individual process. Nine of Cups, Four of Swords. You can connect to it when it's quiet. Have some of you been craving more quiet time lately? Just so you can tune into this a little better? I couldn't tell you why now, except judgment. Now's the time. And to your credit, you're not shying away from it. You're not freaking out about it. In fact, you welcome more. It feels so interesting to you, doesn't it? It's like you can't wait to get in there and connect to it and play with that energy. It's Nine of Cups. You're glad to do it. It feels so good. And also it counts as rest time too, so that's nice. In a way, you are taking care of yourself when you go internal with this one and you allow yourself to explore it. It's very healing in its own way. Two of Wands, but I was like, when does it hit the scene though? Because that's where people, I know, I get that. If people get frustrated with tarot, it's like sometimes it really can just be this upper level connectivity that in the 3D doesn't show up until it does. And the Two of Wands looking out upon the world. We have the implication here of decision making, some communication. Okay. I say they join you at some space. The Hanged Man, after much pause and consideration and reflection, and there it is. Someone pauses, not too long, and then they open up. It doesn't take a lot, but sometimes even the smallest of pages can make the biggest difference, which of course I'm totally quoting The Lord of the Rings on that one. But no, she said even the smallest of persons can make, I think, the biggest difference. And that's what I'm seeing here. We had to think about it. Someone gave it a pause. Yeah. And then opened up. Page of Wands. Said something. I don't know. Okay. Anything else here, please? Just in the general sense. The King of Swords. Is it you? That is technically your court card, darling. Good to see you. You made up your mind? I'm not saying you have to, but I'm not going to lie, I was wondering who was going to do it. But yeah, we have a moment there. We give it a think. And a good think. I'll give you that. It was a good, solid think with the Hanged Man. And then, okay, what's a little Page of Wands going to hurt? Yeah, I do more of that internal quiet exercise where you listen to yourself and it feels good. Because it is. There's stuff in there you're meant to learn, you're meant to be influenced by. I would even say touched by. Where does it feel like this person's energy caresses you? I'm not quite sure how to say that. But the thing is what you really showed to me here is how you feel safe doing this. Like, it doesn't hurt to learn some more. Something like that. The only thing I saw for you was the Ten of Swords and the hopes and fears. It could hurt me again, though, if I try to connect to it. And I think that's perhaps why you gave it a think before you decide to act. Okay? Makes sense. It's completely reasonable from my point of view. But I really like how you're allowing what you learn to influence you ultimately for what looks like your greater good. That's up to you. I'm not saying you have to. That's just how I saw it here today, guys. That's all. I think it's beautiful. I think it's absolutely stunning. I think it's gorgeous. Full moon in Leo, go wild. And then last quarter moon in Cancer, take a breather. Go wild. There's something about that. In this kind of suspended state of listening to yourself, judgment, now's the time. We're lining up to this. It's like you kind of want to go crazy with it because there's no... You don't feel threatened by it. It's like, this is done on my time. I get in tune with it in my own time, in my own space. You know what? No restrictions, no hold bars. I'm just going to allow this to influence me. Because we're not done learning about this, guys. Now, take a breather. Last quarter moon in Cancer. That's what I'm saying. It feels right. You might have some Leo and or Cancer in your chart. Could be connecting to other seasons. Might be important to you. But it's beautiful. Just go wild. It feels different. It feels so emotionally different. And somehow this connection has become 10 times more emotionally significant to you. It's become 10 times more sexually attractive to you. It's become so much more spiritually attractive to you. I'm not... Speak up. That's what I'm saying. This is not in any way to encourage bad behaviors. I'm not saying anything obsessive, gross, weird, or anything like that. I'm telling you, you're leaning into it because it feels right, because you're not done learning about this, and why it locked up or lined up to the energies being available and correct to ride the wave now, I don't know. It just is. You're listening to judgment. You even said that's a strength of yours. So now's the time. You don't deny that. And when it's time to speak up, indeed isn't time to speak up. I saw that decision. I see the ownership of that decision. You don't rush it. It's not much. It doesn't take much. But then I see the decision come from you. It could be that you're on the receiving end of it. Yes, of course. I honestly don't know. But speak up when it's time. If it's time, then let it be time. And then, boom, somebody pops up. We have the letters T, B, F, R. Oh, goodness me. We have the Book of Wisdom here, which, of course, Hermit. We weren't done learning about it. It was in reverse. We're not done learning about it. I know you thought you were, but you're not, and you were open to it in a way that's positive, enlightening, and everything that you're known for. And then we have the Wolf in reverse. This is not something about cunning. This is not about defending territory. This is not about being stealthy. This is not about going for the kill. It's nothing like that. It's not threatening. It's not a pursual thing. It's not like that. Okay? It's not about territorial pissings. Or who can get what over who. It's nothing like that. It feels safe. Okay. Aquarius, honey, I hope this helps you. This was really good. I like this one. I do. And I hope it helped you more to the point. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Gemini, welcome to your Thursday check-in. Show me, Gemini. Okay. First card down, the Star. Crossing the Nine of Wands. Crowning is the Ace of Pentacles. Justice is in the past. Exiting is the Page of Pentacles. Before you is the Hermit. Good. Strengths, Page of Cups. Environment, Four of Wands. Yeah. Seven of Cups and the hopes and fears. Outcome is the Six of Wands. Triumph. Good. This means a lot to you. I can see where you're really close to giving up, but you didn't. The Star. I got you reaching for something, and it's coming across as work, career, something important. Whatever this is, you've had so many moments where you probably just wanted to tear your hair out. But you kept at it. It's like, no, I got to fight for this. And perhaps it was hard for you to understand why at the time. Don't get me wrong. Typically when I see Nine of Wands, people are repeating behavior patterns and it's not amounting to much. For you, it was like, I got to keep my head in the game. But this is all hard. And I'm glad that you did, though, because you clearly elevated this. You really elevated this job, this function, the role. I don't know. But I'll tell you this, you had a dream for that job, for that work, and you really elevated it. And you still are. It's with you right now. You might be watching this at work for all I know. Hi. Yeah, so many dreams for that job. You really gave this a lot of visibility. I'm not quite sure else how to say it. But it's grown exponentially under your care. Okay, I see that. Like I said, you elevate it in some way. You set a new standard for this, a new bar. There's times, though, at times it might have tested you. Tested your patience, tested your limits, but he said, nope, stick to the vision. I have a vision. I know it's in there. I will coax it out, and you did. Well done. Justice in the past. This is something you said that you would correct a long time ago. You would figure it out. You would figure it out. That somehow you would balance the scales, but more than that, that you would do right by this role. You would do right by this position. So you're also showing me contractual agreement. Okay. So it's like you wanted to meet the standards of the contract, but also exceed them. Once more, you did that. All I know is that you gave this role a lot of visibility. You're showing me I went above and beyond because I wanted to. I had a vision. So while I see at the base of this thing is a contractual standard, you're like, I'm going to meet that and exceed it. And you did. Page of Pentacles on the exit. No small investments here. It was kind of like all or nothing. You wouldn't consider other options. It was like all or nothing. No small ideas. No small investments. I'm going to push this. And you did. And the Hermit, you will continue to be on a steady path with this thing. It's taught you so much, and it will continue to teach you a great deal. Experience, wisdom, patience, all that's in there. But it's lending so much to your particular book of wisdom. I don't know where this will next take you on your path, but you'll be glad that with whatever this is, you exceeded expectations. So bravo, well done. And you for yourself will be able to look back and say, look at what I've done, but it's in a thoughtful way. It's in a very thoughtful way. And you can see where it might still take you. The Hermit is never done looking. Never done learning. This role has taught you a lot. And you have given a lot to it. You can see what led you up to this. Excellent. You must have some really good insights, clarity on this. Not just the job, I mean the pathway where it's taking you, where it might still take you. Page of Cups and your strengths. You're saying, I'm willing to be open. I am. Even in the smallest of ways, I'm willing to be open. If I have a good feeling about it, I'll look into it. I'll make it work. It's like a little bit of feeling for you can go a long way. You're saying it's a strength to be open in the heart space, even if it's just a little bit. You might be surprised where it takes you. Oh, no, it wouldn't. Not for me, because I understand that. But I get what you mean. Four of Wands is in your environment. Some sort of relationship here. Looking solid, right? Stable, supportive. Good. I'm happy to see that for you. I do get the feeling of support for you. I support your work, your endeavors. But it's showing is quite solid. Excellent. Seven of Cups in the hopes and fears. See, your willingness to be open sometimes shows up as a fear. Am I open to the right things, though? The right feeling, the right ideas. I know that's one of the cons to being open. Okay, that's true. So do you see how your strengths and your weaknesses kind of play off each other? Because you've been open to stuff before, and it hasn't always done so well. You've been open to a good feeling before, and it hasn't always done so well. So what you're showing me then in your hopes and fears is perfectly reasonable for what I've seen here today. And I have to tell you, the one that you're in really paid off. That was a good one. I'm glad you took this on. It seems like no one else could have done it but you. It looks very unique under your signature. I'm seeing an Eight of Pentacles, and I'm seeing a contractual Eight of Pentacles too, with Justice there being under the base of it. But you really, I cannot begin to emphasize this enough for whoever I'm looking at. You elevated this thing. So you raised the bar on so many levels, it's not even funny. God, but there's times though when you're like, you might have gotten really frustrated, pissed off, but no, you stuck to it. So I can see when, then, Seven of Cups being your hopes and fears, which, by the way, isn't a conclusion. It's not an outcome. It's just who we are on the inside. I could definitely see where it's like, what if I was open to the wrong vision? I think you've done great. And it's not just me, Tarot Lady, that's verifying it. And it's not just you looking at it for yourself. I see recognition for you in future. So it's not just me telling you good job, and it's not just you saying, you know what, I've learned a lot. Which is so respectful, it's so calm. You actually have some outward flash there, which I would say is well-earned triumph recognition. So I would just say, expect anything from good job, Gemini. You get a pat on the back to recognition, an award, I don't know, word of mouth. Something like that. Expect your name to pop up, okay, in whatever it is that you do, in a way that's good, positive, and a good reflection of the work you've done. There might be other things, more tangible awards assigned to you, such as bonus, something like that. I don't know. But you're showing me more like energetic triumph. Oh, it's not just me. I've been recognized. That's awesome. So this is where the Six of Wands is well-earned. Sometimes you deserve to ride high in the streets of recognition. You have every reason to do so here. I'm going to pull advice for you because that's today's reading. I don't think you need it. But things seem to be kind of smooth right now for you. Are you working out plans for next year? You are. You are. I was like, wait, no, there it was. I just clicked into place. I just saw the calendar year jump forward for you. Oh, yeah. I don't know. I'm one of those people. I still like page diaries. It just helps me focus. Anyway, this is me in my mind's eye. January. So you already, yeah, you're making plans for, do you work in events? I don't know. Anyway, regardless, there's a screen involved. A big one. Is there a showing? It's a silver screen. What are you showing? I don't even know if it has to do with work at this point. It just jumped into my mind as an impression, so as it resonates. Anyway, you're back on the path of planning things out for next year. Some of you. Yeah, it's really smooth, though. It's really smooth right now. Good. All right, well done. Yeah, right. Yeah, well done. I know. 6 of Wands, the Empress. You're so good at this. It's very productive. Very. You put so much work into the world. But you see it as personal accomplishment, which I love. That's a good thing. Is somebody going to do a screening in the park? And the night sky. The night stars. You have a little bit of a romantic side, some of you, FYI. You like a movie in the park. Yeah, I like Shakespeare in the park, honey. It's classic. You can't go wrong. There's something about being outside, outdoors, but doing something with others. I don't know how to, sorry, it's so specific. Again, as it resonates. Anyway, let's get some advice, please. Ten of Swords, Five of Swords, Queen of Swords. What's that? That's a lot of self-doubt, a lot of self-talk, talking yourself out of something. King of Swords, focus. Nine of Pentacles, you got this. You got this. And I say the two sides of you fighting. Once upon a time, your mind really tried to talk you out of this. I can't do this. I can't do it. It was self-deceptive talk. Okay? Let's just quit while we're ahead, please. I can't do this. I can't do this. There's not enough focus in the world to bring this vision together. I can't do it. I can't do it. And it's crippling self-doubt. Really some negative dialogue in there. But you're aware of that side of your mind. You are. I don't think I can do this. I don't think I can pull this off. It's complicated. It's complicated. It's complicated. And then the other side of you switched on and says, I can do this. King of Swords, Nine of Pentacles. I got this. I have experience. I have a lot of experience, actually. I know what I'm doing. Let's trust our skills, shall we? Let's trust our stronger mind. There's a time, though, when the other side of you was fighting really hard. Give this thing up. This is stupid. You're delusional. You can't pull this off. You're crazy. You don't have the skills. You don't have the mind for this. Like, that's not true. I think at first you were determined to meet the contractual agreements, and then you grew into so much more. It's like once you understood the basics or the mechanics of this, you met it and rose above it. Good job. And keep on keeping on. You're doing great. Again, it seems that you will get recognition and a reward for your efforts soon enough. Okay? But right now, you're being so busy. The work energy is smooth. But it seems like right now, you are planning out next year. Worth. Know your worth. You saw this as a vision for yourself. Okay? Know your worth. Even though the key thing here is worth, the vision here is of the crystal ball. You had that vision for yourself with the star. You saw more than just the contractual agreement. You saw so much more. Good job. All right. apologize. I don't mean to keep clearing my throat. I have this impression of a feminine figure in a red dress. I am saying it here twice, but that's not the point. I'm still defaulting to you. You've made up your mind. You focus. You got the tools for the job. You know how to create your own garden. Was there influence here? A feminine influence, red dress. In some way it was an influence. I believe it was positive. I believe. I don't have any absolutes. The reading's not about that. It's just for some of you, and I don't know how important that is or not, but it was someone of influence. Okay. I believe it was positive influence. Okay. Take a breather. Last quarter moon in Cancer. Last quarter moon in Scorpio. Reveal what needs to be seen. Yes. Look at that. Look at the side of you. You're typically very humble, modest. So when it's your time to shine and people recognize your effort, don't shy away from it. Don't be afraid to embrace that. Don't be afraid to enjoy the grease a little bit. You've earned it. So take a breather and then reveal what needs to be seen. I want you to take credit for this. I want you to embrace it. Don't be shy. That doesn't mean get a big head about it. Just say, thank you. I appreciate that. I put a lot of work into this, and I believe in it. I really do. I believed in the vision. And you did. All you have to do is say is it's true, and it's fine. Okay? But allow people to appreciate you and to praise you. Job well done. You might have some very strong Cancer and or Scorpio in your chart. Could be connecting to in some way. Influence of worth. Well, it took. If you had a influence in that, a lesson in that, or insights on that from somebody, it took, and you ran with it. This was your function, this was your skill, this was your baby, this was your gig. Okay, good job. You went above and beyond, yes? We have letters G, B, H, and, oh, 2 Cancers. You might have some really strong Cancer in your chart. Last Cancer season might have been very important. Yes, I see the imagination's involved. Why is that pressing on me? Your Cancer placement for some of you is critical. It could be that you were connected to. Perhaps last Cancer season was really, really important, or you set a new benchmark last season, something like that. I don't know. I don't know. Regardless, well done. Gemini, honey, I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Libra, what's up? Show me Libra, please. What is going on? Show me Libra. All right, first card down. 3 of Wands. Crossing the 4 of Pentacles. Oh, no. The Lovers is crowning. I understand your motivation. But still, 2 of Cups is in the past. Exiting 7 of Swords before you is death. Okay, thank you. Good job. I know it's probably not what you want to hear, but that's not my business to tell you what you want to hear. Because if I told everybody what they wanted to hear, it'd be sunshine, rainbows, lollipops, and then you would absolutely hate me. Right? When you realized it weren't going to happen a day or 2 later. There's plenty of tarot readers who do that shit already. Okay. Okay. Strengths, Ace of Swords, good. 10 of Pentacles, good. Your environment, excellent. Knights of Wands, hopes and fears and the outcome is the King of Cups. Good. Good for you. I'm very happy for you. I really, really am. I want you to know the struggle's real. I get it. I acknowledge it. But like I'm saying, I need to tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. And that's if it resonates. If it doesn't, check your other placements. 3 of Wands, 4 of Pentacles. You struggle. You understand in some way energetically that you're holding out, you're holding on, and that you're waiting. Okay. I'm not telling you to wait. You've been choosing to wait for some time, possibly years. And holding out, holding on. Four of Pentacles crossing you suggests then it causes you conflict, and you're aware of it. It has been causing you conflict to wait, and you darn well know it. It doesn't feel good, does it? I'm holding on, and I'm waiting. Those two together suck, and then suck some more. Okay. That's why I never advise waiting, unless you have damn good reason to. And with this one, I know you felt like you had damn good reason to, but reality doesn't match the feeling. Okay, but I get it. The motivation was strong. Indeed, the Lovers is at to crown. You know exactly who you were waiting on. You know exactly who you were holding out for. They never showed up. So when we wait on other people, particularly the strong connections, and we have no real justifications to do so other than a hope, passion, maybe love. I know you loved them. But our parking ticket is not validated. We get a huge, huge bill for waiting that long. And it's always time spent, time you can't get back. So I know you held out for them for the same reasons that anybody would. Spiritual devotion, emotional devotion, sexual devotion. But it didn't show up, honey. Okay. This is the problem I have with Sleeping Beauty. When we try to apply it in real life, she ages. And the best years of her life are gone, waiting on this supposed prince to come wake her up and claim her. It's not very attractive in real life. So, I understand you love this connection. I do. I get it. I understand that you had love for them too. I don't dispute that. It still costs you more, not less, for holding out. Okay? When love is real, it's fair. When it's fair, it shows up. It doesn't ask you to wait. It doesn't play games with you. It doesn't call you every couple of weeks, couple months. It shows the fuck up. And I understand you had enough emotion for this to hold out for two people, but at your cost, not theirs. They didn't show up. Seven of Swords is on the exit. You have been doubting for some time that they ever really felt the same. And you're learning to let that go. Okay? Before you is death. Yeah. Something about that is what you need to transform this waiting cycle you're in. To change it or to discontinue it. No matter how difficult it might be to admit to yourself, they're not waiting on you. And they're not showing up to rescue you. And you can't help but wonder, did they ever feel the same? Probably not. Was the connection unique? Yes. Both sides. Was it strong on both sides? Yes. But human choice remains as such. They're not obligated to take it. Step into it or change themselves in order to accommodate it better. The Lovers will always require choice, particularly choice of change in order to really meet this thing where it is. That means a willingness to look at our faults in order to accommodate it. So that's why most people, if they see the Lovers as a challenge, they fail because they're not willing to make changes. They're willing to do enough to get a taste of it because it's just so strong, it's so compelling. But rising high enough to keep it, there's something in here that you were willing to change about yourself in order to keep them or choose them. And that was to keep yourself available to them and wait for them, which tells me then it's something you normally wouldn't do. Perhaps you're not that person. I'm not. The willingness to sit around and wait for the time to be right or for them to get their feelings together, right? It's like, okay, maybe I just need to be super patient with this one. Maybe that's what I need to change. So you might have did what you felt you needed to do in order to change to accommodate this, but was it returned to you? It's a two-way street. So Death, I'm happy to see all that to be said, honey. I'm tired of lecturing you. I don't mean to. I just want you to know, think of this as time served and a powerful connection. It's either the thing that sets you free or puts you in prison, and it's kind of like this one put me in prison, but I chose to step in the cell. Okay? So let's release ourselves, yes? I hope you give yourself that permission. For the Libra I'm looking at, you do. Okay? Ace of Swords is your strength. See, I know you're smart. I know you are. I know you are. I know you're smart. I know you're intelligent. I know you are. It tells me you know better. You believe in strength of mind. Good. You believe in intelligence. You believe in the rational. You believe in the logic. You believe in evidence. You believe in the science. You do. You do. And this one defied your normatives. I know it did. Okay? Whatever this was didn't feel logical to you at all. Didn't look logical. And you're like, okay, therefore, I should treat it differently. So I know that you were doing what you thought was correct for you at the time. Well, now I want you to do something else that you understand to be true for you. This time that is correct. And that's the willingness to let it go and stop waiting on it. Okay? And I don't say let it go lightly. I know that's a very popular phrase to throw around. Just let it go. Just let it go. Okay, great. Thanks for that advice. I wish I had thought of that a week ago, months ago. It could have, hey. I don't know. I guess I just needed the obvious pointed out to me. It never occurred to me to let it go. Don't you hate that? This one you've done enough time with that I can honestly say, I think you're done waiting. And you are ready, reasonably ready to let it go. I know you're smart. And here's what's crazy to me. You're founded, honey. You're founded, you're grounded. You don't need to be waiting on nobody. I don't care how strong the connection is. I don't give a damn. You are so founded and grounded. You believe in stability. So again, whatever this is, defied your norms. You believe in strength of mind and will. You believe in stability and foundation and the good things. That suggests stability and connectivity. Productiveness, too. So this was anything but. The connection didn't make sense to you, and it wasn't grounded or stable at all. You know what doesn't make sense to you. You know. You have too much to offer to be stuck on this. You've got it, and it surprises people. How can I have all this? How can I be doing all this? And I know better. I know not to hold on. I know not to wait, but I did it anyway. Well, it would have to have been something that strong, yes? So give yourself that grace. Learn from it. That way you won't repeat it, okay? Not with just them, but any other situation or scenario that might come up and look attractive or feel very strong to you, and you just don't know why. There you go, okay? I know you believe in stability and prosperity, and this was neither. Knight of Wands and the hopes and fears. I want you to have hope for yourself. Yes, Knight of Wands, fire. So does it represent passion? Yes, etc. But also hope, energy, swiftness. I want you to have hope for those things. I don't want you to be afraid of them. Okay? How you were initially attracted to this person, there's no going back on that. There's no turning the clock backwards on that. It is what it is. Okay? You had a natural energy towards them. You were attracted to them. It got your interest up. It got your hope up. It sounds like inflammation, doesn't it? I feel like your strong lovers connection gave you inflammation. Otherwise, you're very loving, very calm, very cool, very collected, very intelligent, extremely stable. You make very strong decisions and you enforce them every day. You have a whole kingdom under you for that reason. But this one represented the disconnectivity, the irrational. It doesn't make sense. But anyway, I don't want you to distrust your passion. I don't want you to be afraid of it. Hopes and fears is not a guarantee. It's not an outcome. It's just who you are on the inside. Sometimes you're afraid of the natural passion you felt for this person. No, I don't want you to be afraid of that. There's nothing wrong with the attraction. It was natural for what you experienced. Okay. It might have been used against you, yes, to keep you connected and waiting for what looks like an unreasonable, ungodly amount of time for someone who never intended to join you in the same space. So I can definitely see where you have learned to be afraid of your own intensity, where you have learned to be afraid of your own passion, but I don't want you to be. Again, if it's healthy, it's returned equally. All right? It's almost like this person intentionally kept you inflamed, knowing you'd be on standby, and in which case that means you were used. And I'm sorry I have to point out the fucking obvious. Keeping you on standby, keeping you inflamed. And as we know, or we should know, chronic inflammation is not good for you, spiritually, emotionally, or any other kind of thing, okay? And then the King of Cups is in the outcome. Yeah, your heart will learn to love again. You will open up again. Okay? You will feel good about yourself again. You will love yourself again. I promise. You will be open to give and receive proper love in due course. Okay? I read what's here, not what isn't. And that's there for you. Okay? Let's get some advice, please. Show me, Libra. You still see this? I know. These kind of strong connections, guys, are just like anything else that we get deeply attached to it, and we don't know why. It defies everything about who you are. You believe in the powers of the mind. You believe in the strength of the heart. You believe in stability and productivity and actually being of use to the world. This thing where it's like I'm deeply attached to you, and I don't understand why, but I guess I'll just hang in there and wait for you to come around. You don't fly by that shit. That's not your thing. For the Libra I'm looking at, that is not your thing. You believe in what shows the fuck up is what shows the fuck up. You actually, and that's good. So this one defies the odds, and but you know, I guess we all take a hit. You needed to hit on this one, I suppose. It depends on what you learn from it. And I promise you, if you learn from this, the energies are not for waste, they're not for naught. The only time we really lose is if we refuse to learn. I'm looking at you. There's no way you're not going to learn from this. Okay. Strength. Page of Cups. And the Seven of Pentacles. Yeah. You have such a steady practice around you. You really believe that if you just put your strength into something, you can make it grow or figure it out or stabilize it. Overall, that's something that's worked for you. Overall, that's an attitude that's worked for you. But when we involve someone else's participation, it's not the same thing, right? I think you thought you could hold down the fort for the both of you in terms of the spiritual significance. No, honey. It still has to be returned to you in order for it to be sustained. But I understand. You have a tendency towards, I don't quit. I just keep building. I know, but in this context, it would have taken the participation of someone else. Okay. Ten of Swords. Ace of Cups and the King of Wands. It hurt. You really love this. You did. It received a lot of your intensity. Natural passion, too. So I can see where you'd be a little put off by your own passion. You really love this, and it hurt like hell. You fired up for it crazy. I'm not doing yours and theirs, so I don't know. It's Chariot. I see you moving forward. I understand that. It's under your own strength of will, too, because you choose to, not because the tarot lady told you. So what their motivation was, like I said, most likely, I don't know, knowing that they kept you inflamed, that you had energy for them, because it gave them a thrill to know that you were holding out or holding on for them. Thanks. Thanks for that. You won't forget it either. Don't ever forget it. You might forgive it in time. That's up to you. That's a choice. But don't ever forget. That means you failed to learn something if you forget. Oh yeah, you're the one who kept me on standby and acted like you didn't. What felt good to you was fucking devastating to me. But hey, we're all different people, right? People have a choice. People have a choice. They act like they don't, or they play ignorant, or they play stupid. They knew you were waiting. I said, don't forget. Don't allow yourself to forget. Forgiving, that's up to you. I see you have a big heart, and I'm like you, honey. I don't like holding on to shit either. I'd rather forgive you and move on. Just because it's in my best interest. The very best interest you were never concerned with, right? So I got to concern me with that. Okay. All right. Protect. Yes, protect yourself. You have a lot to protect. You did not protect yourself from this. I know you thought you were rising to the occasion or rising to the challenge. No. But you're protecting yourself now. And you, again, once more have a lot to protect. That beautiful heart, that beautiful foundation, that strong mind of yours. Okay. Yes, I see you moving forward, absolutely. See, I told you, full moon in Pisces. If you forgive, it's for yourself, always. Always. Everything begins with the self. Okay? Forgive yourself for this. Last quarter moon in Scorpio, reveal what needs to be seen. You have some very strong water in your chart, particularly Pisces and Scorpio. Yeah. Reveal what needs to be seen. Leave no stone unturned. Figure out what you did and why you did it. Why? And then forgive yourself for it. Release it. Okay. There you go. Do you want to know how hard this person's energy didn't show up for you? Didn't even see so much as a page. So. Do I think you two are spiritually connected? Yes. Do they understand that? Probably not. Because if they did that, they wouldn't have allowed you, encouraged you, or turned the other eye to the fact, or, you know what I mean? Turn a blind eye to the fact that you were waiting. So. The letter H. That's it. One letter, H. We have the medallion of Capricorn. You might have some very strong Capricorn chart. Could be connecting to it. Their season might be important to you, which is upcoming. And then we have the foundation, which is the tree of life. Yeah, I know. Your tree of life, your way of life, your foundation is very important to you. You have very deep roots. And what you have managed to build is deeply rooted, and it's important to you. Okay? You really believe in stability, strength of mind, and strength in heart. And this connection meets none of those things. So remember that. It crosses you in terms of causing you conflict in some of your core beliefs. You need to see that. Okay, we have the wolf. Territorial, it feels like you were being hunted. Instinct, I don't quite know. But it's this idea of instinct. And you fell prey or you fell victim. Well, victimhood is the last thing I'm seeing for you. I don't think they understand how strong you are. I don't think they understand how cultivated you are. I don't think they have any idea who you fucking are. Because if they did, they wouldn't have left you waiting. But I think they surrounded you enough with their energy to keep you available to them and take pleasure from it. Please move on. You have so much more going on for you. And I want your heart to be available to the next thing. And there will be a next emotional energy in time. I hope this helped. Put it in the comments. Take care. Be well. Taurus, welcome to your Thursday check-in. What's up? Show me Taurus, please. First card down, you, King of Pentacles. Crossing, Ace of Swords. Crowning, Eight of Wands. Past, the World. Exiting, Seven of Swords. Good. Before you, Page of Wands. Strengths, the Fool. Heck yeah. Environment, Ten of Swords. Not so enticing. I understand. Yeah, I see where there's a detractor there. I see the negative. But nonetheless, you're showing me forward, eye on the prize, that kind of thing. All right. King of Wands, hopes and fears, and the outcome is the Ten of Cups. Things are going to be okay. Yeah, that's nice. Things are going to be okay. You are you in your opening. Straight away, you're showing me sense of self. Okay, this is me. This is who I am. And I know who I am. I'm comfortable with that. I'm the King of Pentacles. Okay. Practical, reliable, resourceful, steady. Steady hand, steady energy. This is what I do. Okay. Solid, grounded investor. Ace of Swords crossing you. You're this close to coming towards a truth that you can fully take possession of. What that is, we shall see. But you're very close to it. Eight of Wands is at your crown. Some communication is at the forefront of your thinking, either being generated by you or coming towards you. Again, we'll have to take a look. The world is in the past. Okay, there's a cycle here that's over. You are familiar with it. You know what it is. It's in your past. Okay? No doubt you learned a lot from it. But here's the thing. What I like about that, though, is Seven of Swords is on the exit. Any sense of doubt around that subject is exiting. In other words, it's concluded. There's no more insecurities around that subject. There's no more second-guessing yourself. No, it's exiting. That cycle's complete, and you have come to terms with it. Okay? Again, the time of second-guessing, self-doubt, I don't know, the insecurities of the mind about, is this thing over? It is. We don't have to question it anymore. It's done. It's good. Okay? Page of Wands is before your future. Little guy, we'll take that. A little bit of opening up. And I say again, that's on the forefront of your mind. Opening up in some way, I believe, coming from you via communication. But again, as it resonates. But yeah, look at that lovely sense of just, you know what, I just want to open up. And here's what's admirable about that is that the Fool is in your strengths. Okay. I like that. The willingness to start that new journey, to start that new chapter, to see where your spirit takes you. I love that. An open sense of adventure. And for you, that's wonderful because you're already saying, I'm grounded in who I am. So you have your home base, a sense of self and security. Then by all means, allow yourself to explore, to open up, see where the spirit takes you. I like that. It's very nice. It's very bold. It's very refreshing. And we need this. Ten of Swords is in your environment. There's still some pain there. So even though you acknowledge that that chapter is closed, that cycle is done, okay? We no longer have to deal with those sneaking suspicions. Is it though? Is it though? Is it though? No, it's done. That doesn't mean that there isn't yet still some pain there. Okay, Ten of Swords in the environment in some way that has changed. But also, you are simultaneously looking to new, and it feels right. Okay, I'm not saying by leaps and bounds, but I'm saying in a way that's positive. Okay, moving yourself forward because you want to, not because you feel you have to. There's a big difference there. It suggests preparedness. Okay, readiness. All right, King of Wands and the hopes and fears. Intensity there. Passion. Lighting up. Ownership of that. Okay, that little burst, that little bubble burst I see for you soon. Part of you is very excited. I would even say thrilled by opening up to this fresh energy, this new chapter, this new start in your life, and also a little bit scared of it too, because I can see that when you turn your switch on, it's really on. When you are lit up, you are very lit up. It's a little scary, isn't it? But it's also the same thing that drives you forward in terms of hope. So I can see where that lands in your hopes and fears. To me, it looks reasonable. I'm not too worried about it. I'm really not. Just getting back in tune with those fiery elements in you. It's a process like anything. Starts with a little guy, all right? And that sense of just generally being open-hearted and open-spirited is going to help, all right? It's a good strength to have. Ten of Cups in the outcome, a sense of emotional harmony, okay? Between you and yours, peace, happiness, fulfillment, balance. Lovely, beautiful. Your inner circle, your support system, generally referred to as family, friends, spouses, kids, lovers, anything that qualifies, anyone that qualifies as being in your life, and you're happy that they're there, i.e. your inner circle. Okay, so that's lovely and harmonious, and I'm glad to see that because you clearly went through something that was difficult. But you've mentally adjusted around this quite well. Quite well. I want to see what your truth is. You're so close to it. Five of Cups, Five of Pentacles, King of Cups. Yeah, it broke your heart. All right, King of Cups, there it is. There's the pain. There's the sadness. Okay, there's the loss. There's the regret. Coming to terms with it then. Like I said, you're showing me a rather strong mental adjustment around this. A lot of acceptance here. King of Cups, Five of Pentacles, Five of Cups. You're like, I'm very aware of it. It broke my heart. It hurt. It hurt a great deal. And I've come to terms with it, or I'm doing my best to come to terms with it. The fact that you're showing me you are who you are at the end of the day suggests that you are in possession of yourself and that you are taking on these difficult truths as best you can. You're saying it's part of my story. I need to accept it. But it hurt a great deal. Whatever this is, you loved it deeply. Okay? It didn't hurt to part ways with it. But you're also saying it had to be. There's truth here. There's a lot more truth to it than that, obviously. But you're taking them on quite well and learning from them. Let's see that communication at your crown. There's the Eight of Wands again, the Chariot, Knights of Pentacles. Okay, so that is, you're expressing your intent to move forward as discussed. I mean, again, you have your feet firmly planted on the ground. You have your eyes towards the horizon of the future that is your life. Your mental adjustment around this is phenomenal, so it makes me wonder what your process has been and how long you have becoming familiar with that cycle closing. Because that's a very distinct feature here with the Seven of Swords on the exit. It suggests then that time of talking yourself out of it or second-guessing it or kind of accepting that cycle in the space of disbelief. It's like, that can't be right, that can't be, that's over. So it makes me wonder then how long you've been adapting this truth, because you're showing me this is sad and it is part of my history. It is part of my truth, and I absorb that. I take that on. I take on the responsibility of it, the heaviness of it, the weight of it. It's part of me now, but it's also time for me to move forward. And that's all your communication is. Such a crown is quite, I'm not going to say bold, but I tell you what, that's the hell of the spirit. Knights of Pentacles, there you are, darling. Chariot, Eight of Wands. That's it. That's all you're doing is you're expressing your intent to move forward step by step, day by day. And you mean it. You really mean it. You're not talking yourself into it. You're not psyching yourself up. You're not buying any particular brand of bullshit that says, well, you know, life must move on. No. You're like, I want to. I accept this. I absorb this. I know what my responsibility is, and I want to. It's so brave. It's so fresh. And you sincerely mean it, and that's highly admirable. You've gotten some really good insights here in healing. This allowed you to absorb this chapter for what it is and say, okay, it is done. And you move forward. The environment clearly still causes you some pain. It's going to take some more time to clear up, come to terms with. Perhaps some of you are shifting environments or the landscape is changing rather quickly, but you're saying it's all part of the process. Again, there's still acceptance in there. Okay. Let's do some, I told myself, you know, if I speed it up, I'll go out of my way to clarify a couple. Let's do some open-ended advice for you. I feel like you are coming back to life, my dear. You are coming back to life, and it looks so good on you. You know? It looks so good on you. You look very, I must say, healthy. Such a healthiness in spirit. Intent and self-regard. Strength of will, Six of Wands, and judgment. It was good. This is a good show of strength and or judgment on your part. And I think that's one of the reasons why you're showing me so much acceptance, is because somewhere in there, you understand there is a certain strength of will as well as confidence attached to this decision, that it was the best possible thing. Even if it ended in a very hard result, it was still the best thing for you. And that was a hard decision. You had to enforce your strength of will, but there's some confidence behind it that says, I know this is correct, even though it's not easy. And you're right. It's like it's one of the hardest things I've ever had to do. But I still, at the end of the day, know it was correct. I made a good call, and I have to trust that. I actually am inclined to agree, honey. What's next for you? I don't know. But I like how you are opening your energy towards next chapter. Okay? Finding your space and your pace again with your more fiery self. I see it's there. I see it in you. But I like how you have, at the end of the day, a Ten of Cups, something to harmonize with. You have love and support. But I have to say, this transition in your life is wrapping itself up remarkably well. Talk less, feel more. Last quarter moon in Pisces. Okay? Always be in tune with your feelings. All right? I'm not saying you have to live for them. I'm not saying you have to be a slave to them, but always be in tune. Don't reject your feelings. Feel them. Allow them to process and then pass. Okay? But be in touch with your meditation practices, of course. So you might have some strong Pisces in your chart. Attend to the details. Last quarter moon in Virgo. Okay? Yeah, I can see that some of you are very thorough, very methodical. I see that. It lends to who you are. Absolutely. And once more, you might have some Virgo in your chart. Didn't I don't know, but it was a short. It was very much a short. That's the problem I have with shorts. Didn't I see a King of Pentacles, a Ten of Swords, etc.? And I said you were in a state of transformation, that you had slowed down. You had to. But that you'll find your energy again. But still, you know it was correct. It's kind of like that, isn't it? And the collective might be going through it right now. Healing. Your body, mind, and soul are in a period of deep healing right now. You're going through many transformations as discussed. Okay. And you are protected at this time. All right. Very good. Yes, I should think so. Yes. There's a good judgment call, and that's why you're protected in this process, even though it hurts. There's still the sense of correctness in you as you move forward, and that's how you know. Okay. Oh. B, J, L, and then we have the Medallion of Scorpio. So we have some very strong Scorpio in your chart. Could be connected to in some way I don't quite see here yet today. And then also the upcoming season might be important to you, which, good night. Where are we? We're still in where are we? When are we? We're still in Virgoville, Virgo season, Libra, and then it'll be Scorpio before you know it, honey. Let me tell you, time is fleeting. Yes, indeed. Okay. Anything else? Oh, my. Doris, honey, yours was really straightforward today, which is good. That means you had less time to spend on the table because there's less conflict, less confusion. I saw that actually go down for you, remarkably so. And the more you come to terms with that difficult truth that this is part of my history, I need to learn from it, accept it, feel my feelings for it, but stay true to me. Okay, my dedication to self principles and what's of value to me, move forward in that way. I'm going to be okay. And many parts of you are already, right now as we speak, looking forward to opening up, even in the smallest of ways, to whatever the next thing life has to afford you or bring you, or that you will bring yourself. I'm actually kind of excited for you. I hope that you're excited for you too. More to the point. You look great. And guys, trust me, when we get cards like this, it looks like many of you have had a rebirth, and I think it's very appropriate that the Phoenix is demonstrated in Judgment. It looks like many of you have had a rebirth, but really nothing beats knowing that no matter how difficult it got, you still made a good judgment call at the end of the day. You can't put a price on that. Not spiritually, no. Trust that. Trust yourself. I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Virgo. Welcome to your Thursday check-in. And happy birthday. Show me, Virgo. Wait a minute. Yes. Yes. As of tomorrow, we're still in your birthday. I was like, wait a minute. Double check that because I know I'm missing a week, you guys. Even missing 1 week, which to you all look like 3 check-ins or almost 2 weeks. No, it's really a week for me because of the schedule works the way that it does. Obviously, I don't record the same day, right? No. 4-hour messages, no. But to me, it was only about 7-8 days off. But yeah, even having some days off, guys, completely throw me off. It's like, wait a minute, what season are we even in, though? But we're still in yours. So happy birthday, Virgo. I believe we enter Libra season, the 22nd or thereabouts, depending on where you are in the world. What's up? I think there's some people who actually believe, though, with that Sunday check-in, because it's Sunday check-in at 7 a.m. It's like, oh, okay. Maybe she did that at 3 in the morning. No. No. You know what, though? But no, the pressure. Oh, no, the pressure. Editing and uploading, people have no idea. Whatever it is you see, it's about 3 or 4 times that length to actually get it done. Okay. What's going on? Don't know why I told you all that. I have no idea. Anyway, happy freaking birthday, Virgo. First card down, 10 of Wands. We don't want that. Good, Temperance crossing. You're working on it. Crowning, 5 of Pentacles. I got it. Passed. King of Cups. Exiting, 9 of Pentacles. Before you, the 4 of Cups. Yeah. I get that. I feel like time's never your own these days. I'd be missing my autonomy as well. It's like, when does Virgo get to be Virgo? I got you. King of Swords is in your strengths. The environment is 10 of Pentacles, and that's why, honey. That's why. The Lovers in your hopes and fears. Interesting. Kind of deviates from the reading today. That got my attention. Outcome is the 8 of Cups. What you doing? What are we doing? Okay, so if I do a good enough job here, hopefully I can clarify some of these individual placements, as well as get advice. 10 of Wands, heaviness, hardship, burden. Things are weighing you down like crazy. I get that. And Temperance is crossing you. It's a challenge. I know. It is a challenge to stay in tune with that healing and patience. Just carry this a little longer, Virgo. Well, I'm not advising you to. That's what's here. Many of you are in that position of just carry this a little longer. And that's actually interfering with your sense of healing. The more that you, or the longer that you insist on carrying this heaviness, it's going to interfere with your temperance process. Okay? Right now I see you trying to pull on temperance in terms of patience to hold on to this a little longer. Make this work. Where it seems to me we need to actually set this down for a little bit. Okay. Temperance is having a hard time doing its job here. Because right now you're showing me patience to carry this bundle, this frustration, this hardship, as opposed to actually let it go or work through it. 5 of Pentacles is at the crown. You're like, I can't. Whatever this is breaking, and I need to keep that from happening. Okay? There's a real fear of loss here, that things could get worse. So we're in a process right now that suggests recovery. I need to recover what's lost or get it back into a functional state, something like that. So it's kind of like no rest for the wicked. Now, I'm not saying you're wicked, it's just an expression, but there's no rest for Virgo right now. So right now, temperance is not in the healing form. It's just I need patience to hold on to this a little longer and keep working through it. Because there's a fear here of any further loss, I believe. King of Cups in the past, I know that you had days where you felt a lot better, like you identified as a completely different Virgo, someone who has a soft heart, open, okay, open to giving and receiving love, very generous with your emotional self, okay. And it feels like you haven't felt like that in a long time. So the fact that it's in your past suggests if that's what your typical point of reference is, then you can get back there. It's just not where you are right now. No. 9 of Pentacles on the exit. Yeah, that sense of autonomy. I never have any time to myself. I never get to focus on myself. I I never get to feel like I'm on my own or to do my own thing. There's a sense of I have a lack of space, or I'm not in a place where I can think about myself, and it sucks, right? Because there's something here that this weighs on me. This is my responsibility. I'm afraid of any more loss. So while you are trying to heal, mostly I see it in the form of patience. Ride this thing out, or again, work harder to prevent any further loss, right? So, but you are trying. The Nine of Pentacles on the exit, that concerns me. There's a sense of I can't be me right now. I have no autonomy, or I can't be on my own. It's frustrating. It's frustrating. Because I can see that you would rather be doing other things, yes. But it's kind of like if it was just left to me and my own devices, I could have had this fixed a long time ago. But clearly, whatever this is involves more than just one person to make it work. And there's a frustration here. There's a disappointment because while you are doing your part, it's kind of like if I could just do it myself, this would have been fixed by now. And it's not. That's not the case. Unfortunately, you're sharing this hardship with somebody else, and it's not cooperating. And I want you to get to a space where you see that. Because Four of Cups is before you in future. You are massively disappointed that whatever it is that you are trying to do your part and holding on to, carrying the burdens of it, prevent further loss or breakage, you are very much disappointed that it's not being returned to you. It's like, I'm carrying all this and I'm doing all this for what? For what? It tells me you're very disappointed by the results. Again, there's that sense if I was just doing this by myself, I would have had it fixed by now. Because that's my values. That's what I do. It's like, no, I can't do this on my own. It's in cooperation with someone else or some sort of situation. It's quite heavy. But honey, that's why I advised you. Is there any way you could just set this down or leave it alone? Because you seem to be so disappointed despite the phenomenal amount of patience you're showing this situation. Can you just put this down, leave it alone, or exit it temporarily? Because I hate that you're so disappointed. Okay, it's like if we're going to carry that much weight and that much responsibility, there ought to be a damn good reason, no? We should be seeing results for this, no? And I strongly suspect you're right. If it was just you, none of this would be a problem. But it's not just you. Okay? Clearly you're competent. Clearly you can get things done when you're on your own. But whatever this is, it's not just about you. King of Swords is in your strengths. Good. I want you to lean into that strength more, especially in this situation. Okay? You say you're logical, you say you're rational. Use those tools. See this for what it is. Okay? I have the distinct impression you're carrying all this weight under a misunderstanding of effort and outcome. I want you to take a look at that logically. Are we on the same page? Are we working towards the same effort? Because I'm under that distinct impression that we are not, whatever that situation is. Look at that logically, please. Ten of Pentacles is in your environment. You got a lot going on, and I see that you're very much invested to keep it stable. You want to return your environment to its former glory of stability, I believe. And you're trying to prevent further loss. I get that. I know you're not big on loss. You're big on gains. Or being stable where you're at if it's good. But you're not big on loss. But again, it's not just you. There is absolutely a vibe here if it takes two. And I don't think you're being met with the same effort, intention, or integrity. Okay? So please be aware of that. At Ten of Pentacles, I know there's a lot of weight that comes with it. I understand. So I'm not saying your motivation's wrong. No. But I'm also saying it's not a solo project. It's not just coming down to you. I want you to take a look at that. The Lovers and your hopes and fears. Now that's interesting. I will have to clarify that individually. Just kind of pops up as a side note in your overall reading. This is very situational, circumstantial, and then boom, I got a strong connection for you that pops up in your hopes and fears, all random like. So, let's take a look at that. Eight of Cups and the outcome. I see you walking away. I see you walking away. that which you find so dissatisfying? The situation? Work? Possibly a connection? I don't know, but it's absolutely related to the discord and dissatisfaction I have seen so far for you in your environment. So, let's get going. Oh my. Let's see if I can get a bit more insight on the heaviness, disappointment. What's that about, please? Two of Wands, Three of Cups, and the Page of Cups. It is not cooperating. There is this idea of a peace agreement, and it looks really loose, but kind of low level, but still some sort of peace agreement that effort here would be made in a more positive way between you and someone else. And it seemed like the easiest sort of peace agreement. It was very simple, but it was discussed. We can't say it wasn't. Two of Wands, Three of Cups, Page of Cups, to be a little bit more open from the heart and try to connect in a more positive way. In something here that represents a united effort between yourself and possibly someone else about the foundation, stability, everyday way of life. And you obviously felt like you've been given the short end of the stick on that. In other words, they're not pulling their weight. You still feel shortchanged. So here was the agreement, and it was light. It was lightly made. It seemed easy enough, but it's been poorly executed. Nine of Pentacles, again, there's that sense of self. If you were on your own, this wouldn't be an issue. If you were on your own, you could have had this fixed a long time ago. If you were on your own, you wouldn't be in this situation at all. That's the kind of vibe. But it's like, again, I tried to include them. Again, they said that they would try. It was a very, see, but the devil, I don't like the effort here. Four of Swords, there was an agreement, some sort of loose agreement, and it seemed easy enough at the time, very easy at the time. The Devil, Four of Swords. It's like, oh yeah, a little bit more effort on both our parts and we'll fix this right up. But that wasn't the case. The approach and or agreement was too lightly made to be taken seriously. The issues run much deeper than that, the Devil, the Four of Swords. We need a lot more insight on that. A lot more about pattern that you might have between yourself and the situation, between yourself and a circumstance, or yourself and a person who you, on the surface, make very light, loose agreements with that all is well, it's cool, I'll do a little more, you'll do a little more. And then we have a kind of a shit show that harkens back to a much deeper pattern here, where someone's always left hanging or in want or fundamentally disappointed by these kind of very lighthearted agreements, where everybody's going to agree to do their part, get along better, or be more cooperative, and we're sorely disappointed. We're stuck carrying all this weight, and then you put yourself in this position of just saying, patience, maybe it needs more time. Am I right? That's what I'm saying. We need a little bit more logic and reasoning and rationality here, as opposed to, well, hopefully this time they'll stick to it. Or hopefully this time the situation will get better. No. No wonder you keep showing me it'd be so much better, more efficient, or frankly more capable if I was on my own. I could have had this fixed by now. This wouldn't even have been an issue. Yeah, so I want you to lean into that thought a little more. I don't think that's you being negative. I think that's a real and honest part of you that's reflecting on a situation that is repetitively difficult. Okay, I want to go ahead and be a nosy Nelly and take a look at this lover in the hopes and fears. What's up with that? Strength. Seven of Wands, Judgment. There's something that's kind of like saying, I'll get back to that later. Now's not the time. Judgment, 7 of Wands, Strength. You're saying that's a whole other tax bracket of stuff that I have to do. I'm not sure. But it was very honest, though. That's what was making me laugh. I'm not going to lie. That kind of tickled me because it's just so you. It's like, not right now. I don't have the energy for that. I need more energy for that, if you can believe it, than this situation. So strange. Why did that make me laugh? Why? That lovers in the hopes and fears, you're like, yeah, it's a strong connection. I'll get back to that. I got hope for it, and I got some mixed feelings on that one. It's like that's a whole other tax bracket of spiritual bullshit. It's like strength, 7 of Wands, judgment. I will get back to that when I literally have more strength for it, or I understand the timing to be better, but not right now. So that's not a complete dismissal. It really isn't. It really is a spiritual call or a judgment call of strength of will, discipline needed for that particular situation that will be portioned off. It's been sectioned off. It's been roped off for another discussion, another day, another dealing for another day. Okay. All right. Fair. Eight of Cups is in the outcome. Wow, you really portioned that one off. It's like, nope. All right. So that's a strong connection that tells me you're automatically familiar with it, especially if you're saying that one requires a lot more strength. That one requires a bit more of a judgment feeling, timing, lessons learned. Okay. That one's like that's a complete overhaul over there. I don't even want to discuss that. Okay, Eight of Cups. Let me see what that is about. Three of Pentacles. And the Four of Pentacles, yeah, I got it. It's what we've been talking about. I don't need to push it too much further. Wheel of Fortune, end time. Yeah, so that which we've been trying to cooperate with, you understand it's not so cooperative. It's a holding out pattern that you have in connection to someone else, friend, partner. I don't know. I don't know. But these loose-ended agreements that fundamentally just disappoint you over and over again, the sooner you can recognize that pattern you have with them and that feeling that is not wrong, it doesn't make you a bad guy, I could do this better on my own, is not incorrect. It is absolutely correct. Okay? Whatever this is done too lightly, received too lightly, not taken seriously. All right? I want you to see how it causes you so much time, energy, and effort to try to cooperate with this person, just to understand, no, the effort and intention are not the same. And I want you to exercise temperance more accurately for you, to let this go, or to set this aside, or to stop trying to include this person in the foundation efforts, because it's not giving. You honestly could do a better job. And whatever that is, it's low functioning, but it's a holding out pattern too. It's not going to change. Okay, so I see you, Eight of Cups, walking away from that situation and stop trying to find ways to include them or whatever, rebuild with them, or include their efforts into your foundation. You literally are the expert on it. You're the pretty much almost the main, if not sole provider to that foundation. So, honey, if it's causing you to double back, triple back that much, how much of their effort really should be factored in to the foundation? That's me, though. Okay, that's me. All right, I am so curious about that. I see, I'm probably pushing yours, but I'm not going to lie. Any advice, please? Okay, Six of Pentacles, yeah, balance. Balance to your priorities. I don't think this one is a priority. It's almost like you're including it out of courtesy or to save face with them. I don't freaking know. And King of Wands, you really have the main energy here when it comes to all your balances and priorities. In other words, you know better. Your confidence here shines. No wonder you show me that energy. If it was just me, no problem. That's because it's true. So, you know. You're literally the best judge on this one. Take over, King of Pentacles underlying. You have a lot of King energy in you. I want you to realize that. These balances, you understand, you get to determine the priorities and who should be included and who shouldn't be. If it literally costs you that much time, energy, and effort to include something else or an ongoing situation that is, again, problematic and you have a lot of evidence of it, then stop. Honey, your foundation shouldn't be a courtesy call to anybody in their effort. They can either give to it, lend to it appropriately, or not. But don't do favors. I'm sorry. When it comes to the foundation, don't do favors. Don't do favors. It's either earned or it's not earned. You're either included, and I see that, because you have the intent to back it up, or you don't. In which case, you're a weak end, a loose end, or... Why? I'm including you in your effort at my cost. Don't do favors with your foundation, honey. Okay? So I don't quite know what that is. It stretches out in several directions. That means whatever this is also has the opportunity to leach into several directions and take away. Your lover's energy, that was a different... That's a strong... You're like, I will get back to that later. That's a whole other strength I will get back to it later. That's a whole other thing. But you will get back to it later. That one had the not right now, but I will get back to it. That's in the hopes and fears. And that has such a strong imprint. Such a strong imprint there. Judgment. I'll get back to that in time. Okay. All right. That's what I'm talking about, honey. Full moon in Taurus. Detoxify. It's your call. You call the shots here. You get to understand what is not so healthy. And there was clearly a not healthy pattern built into your foundation where you clearly humor somebody or a situation over and over again to include it. And it's at your own cost. Stop doing that. But that's my 2 cents. Tarot is the proof of action. I'm sorry, tarot is the proof of choice, not the absence of it. You are your own best judge. But yeah. Last quarter moon in Virgo, attend to the details. There you go. Some of you might be double, triple earth. You could have some Taurus in there as well, of course. But yeah, I mean, again, your chief, you know. You know. Honey, it's the chief that calls the shots, right? Check in, yes, and celebrate. Oh, as soon as I saw check in, I saw the Lover's card. This situation is checked in enough. You already know what to expect from it. Done. This one, you check in when the time is right. Something there about news to celebrate, congratulations, or just a sense of togetherness, camaraderie, that kind of thing. And checking in to celebrate when the time is right. Okay. We have R, S, L, X, and then we also have the medallion of Pisces, little seahorse. Some of you might have some very strong Pisces in your chart, could be connecting to in some way, or the season might be important to you. Okay, Virgo, honey, I hope this helps you. And again, happy birthday. Take care. Be well. Capricorn, welcome to your Thursday check-in. Show me, Capricorn. Knight of Cups, crossing, Knight of Swords, lots of mobility there. Crowning, Nine of Cups, past, Three of Pentacles, exiting, Queen of Cups. Okay. Before you, Nine of Wands. Strengths, the Hierophant, environment, Four of Wands. Yeah. Ten of Pentacles and the hopes and fears. Outcome is the Ace of Cups. Huh. Interesting. Interesting. Like I said, there's a lot of mobility here attached to you. Knight of Cups, Knight of Swords. Perhaps some of you like to stay active. But you're showing me openness. And the willingness to act and communicate is really straightforward, actually. But overall, you're saying, I feel good. Nine of Cups is at your crown. It's kind of like saying, I've been doing me and it feels great. And there you go, taking action and staying in that feeling of this is what feels right to me. Nine of Cups, self-interest, self-pleasure, that kind of thing. Wish fulfillment of the self once more. And we've been kind of existing in that mode for a while. This is what feels good to me. Three of Pentacles in the past, some sort of friendship here. You recognize it as being of the past and that you used to have a very strong feeling for it once upon a time. Queen of Cups is on the exit. Your feelings for that friend are absent, shifted, or changed quite a bit. Okay? But I can see that you used to show a great deal of open-heartedness and love towards a friend. Where that structure is now, I don't know. But you're saying your love for them has changed quite a bit. It's been absent, or you just don't feel it like it used to. But that you currently do your best to honor your own sense of wish fulfillment, your own sense of kind of pleasure and happiness as you best understand it. You really are a Capricorn who's like, I'm going to do what's right for me or what I feel is right for me. And that's all I see for you. Okay? With one reference to the past and old feelings for a friend. But you actually look like you're on your own. Exploring what feels right to you. It's interesting. Nine of Wands before you in the future, there's a little bit of blockage there. Your guard went up. You've been in a nice, fluid, open, active state of experiences and communicating your experiences and your expectations regarding feelings and things like that. And then, boom, your guard goes up a little bit. Well, let's take a look at that. The Hierophant is in your strengths. You believe in commitment. You do. You really do. And in fact, you're saying commitment is one of the things that makes you strong. You have to know it's worth committing to. Okay? That's a core belief for some of you. It's a good value to have. This is what I believe in. Okay? These are my spiritual beliefs. These are what I have values, faiths, and beliefs in. These are my normatives. These are my traditions. This is my heritage. Okay? This is what I stand up for, stand next to, stand by. That's a core strength for you, and that's wonderful. You believe in commitment. You do. And Four of Wands is in your environment. Something there is shaping up, yes. Some sort of relationship is being defined in your environment. That speaks to stability in some way. So it wouldn't be in your environment unless in some way it was qualifying for your beliefs of potential commitment, yes. And Ten of Pentacles in your hopes and fears. Will this mean more? Stability, growth. You want it to. Because you are still Capricorn at the end of the day. Okay? You're going to want a foundation. You're going to want a whole way of life that you are deeply connected to. And that's part of your value systems. And the hopes and fears here make sense in connection to this relationship in your environment, especially if you're saying commitment is a core belief. You're going to have a commitment then to any relationship you have and a commitment to your way of life. So naturally then, you're going to want the Ten of Pentacles. So hopes and fears is a guarantee of nothing. It's just a reflection of who we are. And you're telling me very much who you are. This is very much what you believe in. So as something here is clearly growing, okay, simultaneously you're wondering about, will it be stable? Will it lead to a stronger foundation? You want it to. But what if it doesn't? But that's why you're in it. You're building into it as we speak in order to find out. There you go. Ergo. Ace of Cups in the outcome. Your heart's in full bloom. They're in the outcome. So not only do you have a sense of spiritual connectivity, this is what I believe in, commitment, way of life, something's happening in my environment, I like where it's going, your heart. Now you're showing me emotional devotion to this, loyalty. Whatever this is doing very well by you. And it started with you just being open, what's right for you, and taking action towards that. I see a wall pop up for you a little bit. You know what's interesting though? That Three of Pentacles is in the past, friendship, your heart around that subject has changed so much. So clearly you're in that space of connecting from the heart now because you want to. I'm not telling you have to. It's because you're already doing it. And it feels good. It feels right. But as you're out there, you're exploring, there's something that you keep in reference, and there's a friendship back there. You kind of use that as a reference often. Okay. Show me this, please. The Sun. Seven of Pentacles. Six of Wands. There's something here that you used to grow in the past with a friend, and it felt very happy to you, but it was coming from a place of confidence. It felt good. It was very slow progress, very slow. And it stretched out over the years. But as you were trying to build into it, there was a space of kind of like, I'm building into this out of reasons of confidence, maybe ego. Yes, it feels good. Sometimes it feels warm. And sometimes I even experience triumph with it, but there's something here, I don't quite know why I'm building into this, though. Stability is important to me. Emotional growth is important to me. Having a founded, grounded, stable way of life is important to me. So while there were many elements about this friendship that were happy in the past, and I think you loved it deeply, you're saying it's not the growth I had hoped for. You don't feel about it the same as you used to. You used to put a lot of your energy into this, but the growth was not what you wanted. The results were not what you were expecting to see or hoping to see. But it meant something to you then, and this is the reference point for you in your past. And kind of what you're showing me a solo journey here. Now I pursue what feels correct to me now, what is wish fulfillment to me now. And you use that past as a kind of reference check for what you do in present day. Okay. All right. No more cultivating friendships that might lead into something more, something like that. No matter how deeply attached to them you were, it's like it wasn't a relationship. Okay. And you've been kind of solo ever since, pursuing your heart's desire in a very comfortable way. Very comfortable way. I like it. It was almost nonchalant, like it wasn't even a challenge for you, which is nice. Your future, the bridge, is gorgeous. It's gorgeous. It had to have been somebody you connected with up here. But what is this moment of... what is that? What is that Nine of Wands about? Where's that defense coming from? Oh. Knight of Pentacles, Two of Pentacles, the Lovers. There's a conflict here. A potential conflict. That doesn't mean you have to participate, clearly. This is just like a heads up or a courtesy warning. You become defensive because someone tries to enter the board. Okay. And it's a strong connection. And immediately puts you into this position of kind of like knocking you sideways. What am I supposed to do with this? It's almost like it's too late to arrive. Knight of Pentacles, Two of Pentacles, and you get defensive. It's like you're here too late. You were here much too late. And now you're asking me to make space for you. I don't have any room to make space for you. You're here too late. It is very slow. And slow isn't a crime, but it angers you. Is this the friend you used to have feeling for? A sense of happiness and warmth with? You used to have a strong heart for? And it had plenty of time. Seven of Pentacles, God knows how much time that is, honey, because that ain't months, that ain't seasons, years. That's years and beyond. So you had plenty of years to understand that I love you, but this is, I guess, a friendship. It really is. It makes us happy. You're building into it in some way, but still it's just a friendship, or it's not moving beyond this juncture. And then something here arrives. It causes you conflict. It puts you on defense while you're out there exploring new loves. Whatever this is very slow to arrive. It frustrates you. So you get to choose your own level of participation. How you interact with that potential energy, I do not know. I just see that clearly you're falling in love and increasing your own sense of stability and groundedness in future. Speaking of which, let's jump on over there. If this lover meets the qualification for stability, commitment, a way of life, and emotional devotion, then perhaps it's them. It could be over here with someone else that you have met. I don't know. The Fool. I strongly suspect it's a new beginning in love. That immediately puts you at ease about what they want, which is relationship building. Whatever this is very late to arrive. Never mind declare an intent of its purpose and the point. This, again, how do you know healthy connections, healthy in terms of lasting relationships? It puts you at ease sooner rather than later. It makes you feel secure rather than nervous. It makes you feel safe as opposed to conflicted. That's how you know. In other words, all the stuff people hope for, they connect to it and it doesn't leave them in doubt. Please remember, situationships, as complicated as we humans like to make them because we want to justify the energy and what we're experiencing, really boils down to two things. Situationships equal chemistry and confusion. Neither one of them is secure. One feels good, the other doesn't, but neither is secure. Okay? Butterflies and confusion, or as everybody likes to say now, vibes. Situationships equal vibe plus confusion. That's it. Something that's last makes you feel stable and secure and puts you in no confusion or any doubt sooner rather than later. Okay? That's what happens when two people are ready. I strongly suspect this is a new attachment that will ground, stabilize, and present itself sooner rather than later. I'm not saying you get married within a year. I'm saying that when you connect to this person, you know. It's a secure attachment almost immediately. Whereas this one comes around whenever it's ready. And you had plenty of time with it to understand it was a friendship that you had strong feeling for. Okay? Okay. I like this opening. It was very casual. It wasn't a hard-pressed point. It wasn't the Knight of Wands. It wasn't a Page of... It was two perfectly capable knights expressing themselves as they go along about what makes me happy and connecting to that. That's it. And then I saw what hesitated. So where's that wall come from? I'll see where it comes from. Last quarter moon in Gemini. Clear your mind. It's interesting. It could be that your strong connection here is indeed a Gemini, even though that's technically their card. I have to tell you, as soon as that dropped, I clear your mind. It leaves us in no doubt here. Gemini energy is involved. So, could be connecting to, or this season might be important to you. Okay. Anyway, or you could have some very strong Gemini in your chart, but yeah, clear your mind. This one leaves you in no doubt, honey. I get that. It felt so damn secure. And you even said a point of pride for me is my strength and belief and commitment. And I'm with you. I completely understand. Everything begins with the self, including our own sense of commitment. And if you can commit to yourself and what you believe in, then an actual commitment with someone else gets so much easier. And that's all you showed me was ease. I was like, so where the hell's the conflict coming from? That lover presents themselves very, very late. Okay. It almost feels like a step back. It's not, honey. It's your proof of that you're ready to step forward. But you get to choose. You can try to choose to work with this. You can. It's a choice. I'm not telling you what to do. But you see how pissed off and frustrated you got. And defensive. It feels like if you were to accept this, you would be taking several steps back. And when I think you're very much the Capricorn, ready to move forward into something secure. You know what you want, you know who you are. And this person can either provide that or they can't. And looking at your history, the fact that it didn't go beyond the friendship label tells me a lot, and it should tell you a lot too. That's all. That's all I'm trying to say. Okay. We accept the love we think that we are worth. You ask yourself, was this what you were worth? Or is this what you're worth? Okay. L, G, B, two L's. Two L's, B, G. We have the medallion of Virgo. So you might have some very strong Virgo in your chart. Could be connecting to it. The season might be important to you. We're still technically in Virgo season. We have the owl, wisdom. Excellent. A lot of insight, open eyes, perspective, seeing things for what they are, not what they aren't. Right? Logic, rationality. And then we have once more the medallion of Pisces, which is the seahorse again. So you might have some very strong Pisces in your chart. Could be connecting to, or the season might be important to you. Capricorn, great reading today. You're showing me good, clearer judgment about this is what I actually believe in, and this is what I can expect from that connection. Powerful as it may be, does it meet me in this life where I'm at? So while it might feel like several steps back, I actually see you taking several steps forward and saying, I'm beyond that now. Okay? Okay, Gabby, I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Scorpio, welcome to your Thursday check-in. Show me, Scorpio. All right, first card down. Three of Wands. Crossing is the Two of Swords. Ace of Pentacles is crowning you. Queen of Wands is in the past. Exiting the Knights of Pentacles. Before you is the Queen of Cups. I don't know why you're hesitating. I don't think you understand why you're hesitating either. I guess we'll get back to that. Strengths. Ace of Wands. Again. Why are you hesitating? Environment, Page of Wands. Hopes and fears, the Eight of Wands. Yeah. Outcome is the Magician. Yeah, again, I don't know what's with the hesitation. I think you can stop. 3 of Wands, 2 of Swords. I don't know. Yeah, you do. Is that my opportunity? Yes, it is. Do I have the energy to go after this? Yes, I do. Is it going to be okay? Yes, it is. That was your reading. Like, that was your... Why are you hesitating? How long have you been waiting for this opportunity? And now it's like 2 of Swords. I don't know if I should take it. Excuse me? Ace of Pentacles, that's your crown. Go. It's at your crown. This is the one you've been waiting on, honey. Now, I say all the time, you've heard me say it. I know you're about to roll your eyes. That's fine. Go ahead. You don't wait for something unless you have damn good reason to. Unless it's worth waiting for. Your waiting has been justified. I rarely see that. So, that's your due. That's your time. That's your Ace of Pentacles. That's your opportunity. Take it. Seize the day, Scorpio. Seize the day. Queen of Wands in the past. Oh, that doesn't mean it's over. No. It's just energy you're very familiar with. You can be quite the firecracker when you want to be. Trailblazer. The energy of moving forward. Because this is my passion. This is my energy. Okay? If you want to take something over, take something on, you can, you will. I said Knight of Pentacles on the exit. You've waited such a long time. Careful, careful, careful. Plotting. Plans. No fast actions, no impulsive actions. That time's over. The slowness is exiting. It's time for your natural energy to take this over and run with it. I hope that you do. Once more, Tarot's the proof of choice, not the absence of it. I don't know what the Ace of Pentacles is to you. Most likely showing up in the form of work or career. But honestly, it's anything that you can invest in and build something solid with, or accept something solid with. It shows up in the 3D as workable, manageable, part of the pathway. But yeah, this time of hanging back, waiting, being studious, that's done. You don't need to question this. Before you in future, the Queen of Cups, your natural state of grace, much more relaxed in the heart. Feeling your feelings, being open. That includes the intuitive process as well. So while the Queen of Wands is associated with the intensity, that kind of rock and roll, take no prisoner energies, also creative. But here we have the intuitive self. You have all the energies available to you that you need to pursue this. I hope that you do. It looks like it suits you quite well. Strengths, Ace of Wands, again. You've been blessed with some very natural energy. And when you burn bright. You know that strength I'm talking about. When you're lit up by something that gets you going, that gets you interested, that gets you fired up. You take that, you run with it. You might burn yourself out, but you're used to it. You only do it for that which you are deeply desirous of, love, attracted to, or understand in some way you want it in your life in a realistic way. You got the energy for that. Just, honey, Tarot's the proof of choice, not the absence of it. I'm not telling you what to do, but I am saying your energy's already made up its mind. So I'm just giving you feedback. Your spirit's decided, your heart's decided. If all you needed today was confirmation that the time of waiting is over, that indeed is your opportunity, then there you go. Congratulations. Peace be with you. Take this and run with it. This is fucking gorgeous. I know what that alive feeling feels like when you're completely activated from the very tips of your toes to the tip of your nose. You're just activated. You're on. You're just on. This is mine. I will take this and I will throw myself into it because it's mine. That's our intensity talking. Some of you are very passionate, naturally very passionate. That includes creativity. Okay. Just the energy, that punch, hit 'em hard, go. Page of Wands in your environment. There it is. You're opening. You're open. I mean, like I said, you've already told me what you're going to do. So I guess we can drop the pretense. Age of Wands in the hopes and fears. Now, that's interesting. I think I'll go out of my way to clarify that specifically. I want to know what it is about the communication that you are hoping for, possibly afraid of, but really conveying your actions, your intents, using your words, finalizing this. This is happening. Maybe. I don't know. Magicians in the outcome. Yeah, you like it, you love it, you want more of it. So let's get let me see this period of waiting, quietness, steadiness. I gotta tell you, that's the most unconvincing Two of Swords I've ever seen in my life, and that's good because I fucking hate the Two of Swords. And that Two of Pentacles, the land of confusion is a real place. A lot of people are happy to live there because, hey, denial is bliss. Two of Swords is blindness. It's denial. I don't have to deal with any major decisions, so I just won't. And then our clock plays down on our life. And it's like, oh, time got away from me. Well, it's one thing I wish I had done X many years ago. You know, that's why I hate Two of Swords, Two of Pentacles. I wish people understood how much they take away from themselves when they get lost to the land of confusion and juggling. Thumb twiddlers. But like I said, you had something here worth waiting for. It's here now. The Hierophant. The Lovers. Three of Pentacles. What is this? Well, that's interesting. The Hierophant, the Lovers, Three of Pentacles, something here is developing. It's quite strong. In connection or partnership with a very strong connection. They new, they old. What? I am seeing partnership. Let's make that clear. Over a strong opportunity. However, it could be the seeds of something. It is deeply connected. It involves you and someone else. I'm seeing commitment to this between two energies, whatever this is. Starts from, I guess, the grassroots of things. The foundation of friendship, sure. Like I say, Three of Pentacles is often the springboard. You start there, see what happens. Focus on the basics, the foundation, the principles of the thing, friendship, core concepts. It flourishes. That's all I know. It could be that you start something phenomenal between yourself and someone else. It's a realistic endeavor to start. But its potential is so much higher. My. When you were out there waiting, I don't think you were necessarily convinced of this, not at all. It's just this thing that's being put forward, this opportunity, this partnership, very strong partnership, I might add. It's kind of like, is this what I've been waiting for? Is this the thing? Is this the gig? Is this the opportunity? Is this what I say yes to? Because I'm not necessarily sure what I was waiting for, but this feels really freaking promising to me. Yes. Yes. Whatever this is was slow to arrive. But once it shows up, it's irrefutable. I mean, you can't deny its presence. And it starts in such a small, tangible way. Three of Pentacles creates the first form of stability in tarot. Creates a very strong opportunity here, but I have to insist it's not solo. It's in conjunction with someone else. Someone whom you may not know yet, or perhaps you do, I don't know. We are deeply tied to. My. So, you have the energy with you. I know if you want to take off with something, like a rocket for you, no problem. That's well-founded. I see the softness in your heart and future as you relax into this and you continue to pursue it. You have the strength with you. With that, your natural fire is just beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. Oh, God. When you put yourself into something, you put yourself into something. Okay. But I'm happy to see your heart's on board, too. You're relaxing into this quite well. I want to see the Ace of Wands and the hopes and fears. There's that Ace of Pentacles again. It's reflecting on what you're waiting on, as they said. Because once you make a declarative, you're going to have to make a declarative. Four of Cups, the Ace of Cups, Ace of Pentacles. You don't want to walk away from this. You don't want to miss it. And it's no wonder the communications in your hopes and fears. Typically, it's not that tricky. We don't want to miss this opportunity. We're afraid we might. How to convey things. There's something here about the timing then. It may not be the best timing, but it's such a strong offer. We don't want to be disappointed. There's a fear of missing out here. So, indeed, is this the one that you've been waiting on? You say yes to it. We don't want to walk away. We don't want to disappoint. You have the energy available to it, honey. As a disappointment, I don't want to miss out on this. I had to see the Magician in the outcome. You don't want to miss out on this. I have to say, and it is true, I've said it many times, some of the best opportunities are indeed unexpected. Especially if you didn't quite know what you were waiting for, I grant you. And sometimes the timing just feels awful. Like it's just off. As some of the best opportunities always arrive in the most inconvenient of times. Those tend to be the best ones in my experience. Because it tends to be just the thing you needed, even if it's at the wrong fucking time. And that includes everything from relationships to work opportunities. It's interesting. Because you got the energy available for this. You really do. This is the one that tried to pop out, the Chariot, moving forward. Summoning the energy to move forward. Let's try that again, please. The Page of Pentacles. Start small if you can. Take it from there. Piece at a time, not big chunks. There's something here that you've got the energy. You're excited for this. You really want to dive into this. Like your energy's all for it. But there's something here about realistic constraints, about timing. Give to this what you can and try to summon more space for it. I don't know. There's something here. I don't want to miss out on this opportunity. I don't want to walk away from it. What to give to this. So you are still, indeed, conveying your intent. It's like, this is what I can do. So some of you, realistically, your involvement may not be as much time, energy, and effort as you can do. You might have realistic... Didn't I have this conversation with you in shorts? Something like that? Time might be a realistic issue for time, energy, and effort that you can actually spare to some of your endeavors. Might be a problem because your energy is 1,000% signed on. It's your physical energy that says, I don't know how much I can give to this right away. I want to be on board. Please don't. I don't want to be excluded. So it is a powerful alliance offer, possibly in project work opportunity, something to do with that, with like one of the strongest connections I've seen in a long time. With the lovers there, plus the Hierophant, Gemini, Taurus. If that means anything to you. So your energy is 1,000% on board. It's your physical energy that's like, shit. This is the opportunity I've been waiting for and I don't want to miss out. And that would explain why your words are in hopes and fears. I hope this is acceptable. This is what I can contribute. Okay. And what you can contribute, we're talking pages 3 of Pentacles. But you see this for what the opportunity that it is. To be included in it, this is what you want. The connection itself It's almost like, I swear to God, I swear, honey, this looks like it's incentive. It's like, this is why you should consider it. There's something about that connection. I can't see what it is yet, and neither can you. But you can feel the prospect of it. But I think many of you are coming up against that old pain in the ass that we call realistic time, boots on the ground, physical delivery. Some of you already might be quite stretched thin, even though your energy for this is 1,000%. You burn bright for this. It captivates you in many ways. Your interest, passion, intensity, your emotional focus too. It's almost like it's the offer you couldn't refuse, but you can't fully accept, but you're trying. Perhaps that's something that you need more time for. The manifestation is how you can give more to it in time. But is this enough to start? You know, something like this. There's his again. Embrace the flow of life, full moon and Gemini. You're trying to embrace the flow of life. You're trying to engage with this opportunity. You really are. You're trying to embrace the flow of life, and it can get a little chaotic sometimes. It's hard for you to make the space, even though your energy is like 1,000% on board. You're glowing at the prospect of this. It looks good. I like the delivery. I'm not going to lie. It gives it a lot more weight. If that connection hadn't been there, I don't know that you would have had the incentive to say yes to this. Okay, something about that makes it more legit, more real. Like, hey, Scorpio, this is important, so this is the person it's arriving with. Do you see what I'm saying? Does that make sense? So here's the vehicle. Okay, here's the vehicle that otherwise you may not have taken this. I don't know. The incentive is high, though, even though the output doesn't look like it's a lot. Libra and some Cancer here. New Moon in Cancer, relax. New Moon in Libra, know that you are loved. Okay, I'm saying this one is the primary, though. Embrace the flow of life. Full Moon in Gemini. Okay, keep it on. Expand. See, it is an opportunity to expand in some way. I see that. It doesn't start out by leaps and bounds, though. It's in portions that you can handle or that you can contribute and feel good about. Okay. But yeah, the idea is to expand. There's something bigger attached to this, and I don't quite know what the end game, end prize is, but it starts out this way. And I like it. You poor thing. You're doing your best to try to make space for this realistic time, energy, and effort, because the energy, let me make it clear, is on point. It's the physical stuff. Okay. G, 2 X's, Q and U. And then we have the 4-leaf clover, a touch of luck. It's a touch of luck. Touch of luck. Okay? I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Pisces, welcome to your Thursday check-in. Show me, Pisces. Okay, what's up? 3 of Wands, crossing the High Priestess. Crowning is the 9 of Pentacles. 7 of Swords is in the past. Exiting 10 of Pentacles. Before you, 4 of Wands. Okay. 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 Strengths, Page of Wands. Environment, 8 of Wands. 2 of Pentacles and the hopes and fears. Outcome is the Chariot. Yeah, well done. Good. Good. It's hard because typically you don't sit on your hands. you typically don't. But and it's hard for you to understand it. It's just a whisper from your intuitive self that's largely not clear, very undefined. This vague notion to wait. Now, I'm not telling you to wait. I would never do that. Exercise patience, yes. Steadiness, sure. Slow and steady. But waiting, no. Unless you understand it's correct. And in some way you understand it's correct. But it's non-specific. You just have a faint whisper in your ear. Wait. Wait. Again, I'm not advising you to. is something you're already doing. So it's either your reading or it's not your reading. It's very straightforward. I'm waiting. I feel like I should, but I couldn't tell you more than that. Nine of Pentacles is at your crown. You're on your own. You stand on your own 2 feet. Okay. Seven of Swords is in the past. 10 of Pentacles on the exit. In the past, you sincerely doubted in some way the foundation. That it was stable, that it was prosperous, or that it was strong or well connected. It's kind of like, I'd rather be on my own than be part of that. I don't want to get mixed up in that. I don't want to get involved in that. I don't think it's all that. You're like that 10 of Pentacles, whatever it is. You had your doubts about it, being part of it specifically or contributing to it. It's like, no. I'd rather be on my own. Thank you. 9 of Pentacles. I'd rather do my own thing. You're showing me competence, patience, and credibility in your own right and in your own name. So, there's something here about in the past. You doubted, did not participate in, moved away from, did not interact with this foundation. You were skeptical of that 10 of Pentacles. Is that so stable, though? Is that prosperous? 4 of Wands is before you in future. A little cozy relationship there. Once more, relationship as 2 people define it. So I don't know how you 2 have defined it or if you just started defining it. Perhaps we'll see. Page of Wands and your strengths. Yeah, a little bit of curiosity for you can go a long way. Okay? I like that. It's like, you know, when I feel open to something, if I'm curious, I try to interact with it. Cool. 8 of Wands in your environment. You talking. The lines of communication are open. They're active. They look lively enough. Yeah. Filled with kind of sense of happiness, intent, hope. But it feels good. 2 of Pentacles in the hopes and fears. Giving to this, what does it look like? Giving to this, what does it look like? What does that mean? Definition, logistics, time, energy, effort, attention. Perhaps you'll show me. The Chariot is in the outcome. Nonetheless, you're moving forward. You are moving forward. It's I'm curious though about this opening. This idea of let's just stand still, sit here, maybe and wait. Stand still, sit and wait. Something like that. And it was hard for you to define, and it still is. Except that you would rather be on your own, doing your own thing, to be part of that. Or go back to it, or contribute to it in some way. I'd rather be secure and comfortable with myself than be part of or go back to that. You see what I'm saying? So I just need some time. Give it some time. You have a feeling, it's hard to define, but nonetheless it's with you. Let's take a look at that. Knights of Cups, 10 of Pentacles, and the 4 of Swords. You honestly feel you could open up better in a different direction. Okay. Sorry. That was very honest of you. I appreciate that. The Knights of Cups, of course, is your court card. Okay. 10 of Pentacles, you're like, the 10 of Pentacles I would like to get on board with is something that actually makes me happy, makes me feel like I'm wanted, needed, and I'm allowed to express myself. 4 of Swords, something that you've rested on privately, very quietly. 7 of Swords is quiet. 4 of Swords is quiet. It's like, again, I'd rather be on my own doing my own thing until I find a foundation that I would like to be part of, that I would like to contribute to, that I would like to emotionally imprint upon, that I'd like to emotionally invest in. It's something that you've thought about for a long time. Until then, it's kind of like I'm happy to be on my own. But it's like I will not give any more of my time, energy, effort, resources, experience, work efforts to a foundation that I'm not so confident in, I'm not so secure in, or I don't feel so welcome in. Because there's something there that's like, that just doesn't suit you. It wouldn't decline your efforts, but it wouldn't necessarily appreciate your efforts either. Makes sense? Yeah, I mean, No foundation is going to turn down somebody's contribution at your level, right? So it's kind of like, hey, you want to come over here and contribute to my way of life? You want to bring all your good resources with you? Not really, no. I don't, because I don't think you'd be appreciated. That's all you're telling me is just you're not convinced that you'll be appreciated or that your resources will be put into a good place for a good reason. It's like I want my energy, my pentacles, the best of what I have to give, my best whatever years or resources or whatever, to a foundation that will thrive. And it's like, it's just there. It's like, I won't be a part of that. I won't be fully accepted, or my resources will just go to waste. I agree. Hold out for something that you feel confident. You're appreciated as an investor in. Let's put it that way. You've thought about it a great deal. So you're spending less time in that foundation, or you stopped contributing to it altogether and you don't quite know how to address it. That's the only issue here with the Four Swords, Seven Swords, and the High Priestess. I don't know how much you've communicated these thoughts. I just know that you have deeply reflected on them. Okay. They tend to be quite silent otherwise, so I don't know that you've necessarily made it obvious. Hey guys, I'm not going to show up and put myself into that anymore. It's not for me. Thanks very much. I just don't feel very appreciated. And I also feel like what I have to bring to the table will just be pissed away in terms of resources. Why would I do that? So I don't, see what I'm saying? I don't think you were direct with it. It's kind of like, I'm just going to not, I believe, for some of you. Okay. So I see you spending less time, if it's zero time, in a foundation you are familiar with, but you don't want to contribute to anymore. It's like, I'd rather be my own Pisces. Okay. Ace of Swords, the Devil, and the Wheel of Fortune. Don't go back then. You already know what the outcome is. Don't. Okay? That's it. You already know what the outcome is. You're saying it's an outstanding point of confusion, pain, and disappointment for you that hasn't changed. Then you have enough evidence then. And if you honestly feel that no contact with this is best, that it's best to choose silence, then so be it. You probably have enough evidence then. This to me suggests no contest. It makes you feel bad. It's always made you feel bad. Therefore, 2 + 2, you don't want to contribute to it anymore, including giving your thoughts to it. Okay, then rest in peace with the subject. Continue to stand on your own in silence. In other words, what you do is what you do. Your business is your business. You don't owe that explanation. No. You made an active choice to conserve your own resources and your best efforts for you until you can find yourself in a foundation or part of a community, relationship, or way of life that is more receptive to you, your efforts, and who you are. So do not forget that. All right, moving on. Yeah, as soon as I saw those, it was a no contest. When I see that much silence, I get very concerned. Okay? Because it's either the right thing to do or the wrong thing to do. So I wanted to see where you were at. And if you've gone full silence on that, then it was the right thing to do, because I see that here. Okay. All right, now let's see what's bridging you here. Looks like some positive light energy, possibly relationship-oriented, the Hanged Man. Page of Pentacles, the Knight of Wands. It was on pause, no action, until one day there is. Boom. It literally, that relationship energy for you, the opening up, I was combining these 4 of Wands, Page of Wands, 8 of Wands. It was all speaking to the same thing. They're all connected. Your willingness to open up to this and stabilize with somebody in your life a little bit more on the personal level, something that you can put faith in and put yourself in or see yourself in, it starts to open up as literally it was feeding back on itself. So, yeah, it's all connected. The communication starts one day. Like, there was silence. There was no communication. Then one day, it's on. So I don't know who opens it. It's either you or them. But when it starts, it starts. And you're very excited. You're very excited. These are the initial contacts I'm seeing in terms of the energy's high, and it's light, and it's bubbly. I do see that you are relationship-minded. So I know that once it gets past that bubbly phase, things will hopefully start to fall into place for you. I just know that you went from, I'm on my own, to, oh, look at this activity. This is awesome. And it is awesome. And it feels so good and light and bubbly, like I said. It's like you had some champagne and now you're like, I developed a taste for champagne. So that's that's where it's good. It's good. I like that. It's very alive. It's very vivacious. Vivacious. And it's very bright. That's good. I want that for you. That looks lovely. Okay? You're going to have some fun with that one. Whether or not it goes beyond the context of fun, I don't know. But I can see that that's where your energy is. Hey, if something presents itself to be more solid, then that's awesome. That's awesome. That's awesome. That's ideal. Okay. I realize I just repeated myself there. Two of Pentacles. In the hopes and fears, let's take a look at that. I strongly suspect. Are you done giving to this? Do you still feel obligated to give to it? That's in your hopes and fears. It's a guarantee of nothing. It's just a reflection of who you are on the inside. That which you no longer want to give or feed or be part of anymore, that you keep trying to edge further and further away from. Sometimes you are afraid, realistically speaking, that you're not done giving to it, but you hope that you are. Page of Swords. Yeah, well, that situation that you left behind, you have the impression that it keeps an eye on you. Yeah, well, you know, if somebody pulls away all their presence, their attentions, their energetic effort, emotional effort, spiritual effort, and then realistic 3D effort, yeah, you're going to be a little curious about where that person went and why aren't they giving to your circumstance anymore. I understand that. But the thing is that you critically doubt everything that it is. So much so that you had to continue to edge away from it. Okay, because you saw a pattern in it. Even if that foundation, whatever that is, isn't self-aware, you are. You have enough interaction with it. Understand that the same blind pattern takes place over and over again with whatever that is. It builds its resources up and then depletes it and then expects you to contribute. So it's not even really a foundation where your intents are honored. Obviously, nobody wants to show up and just say that their time, energy, and effort has been wasted, underutilized, or given away. Okay. It's anti-stability, and you've seen it. It might be hard for you to articulate, but you've seen it time and again. Eight of Swords, the Devil, Wheel of Fortune. Ain't shit changed about that sad song. Okay? So, in your hopes and fears, hopefully you can come to terms with the fact that you can be at peace with not giving to this anymore. And it's going to be a struggle for some of you. There's going to be that obligation that kind of pricks you in the back of the head sometimes. Hey, Pisces, do we need to go back, check in on that? No, but that's something that's real easy for me to say, but that's something that you need to consolidate yourself towards. So I'm not too worried about that hopes and fears. Yes, you do feel a sense of pressure, as no doubt there might be some mild interaction there, or expectation, or again, that sense that, you know, it's keeping an eye on you. Where have you gone? Particularly your contributive self. And you have to remember, everything begins with you. Those resources, that energy, everything that you bring to the table is for you first and foremost. Okay? I think it's time you started using it in your best interest. That's all. All right, let's see that Chariot. Seven of Pentacles, that's fine. I don't care about that. That's fine. I'd rather you get on a pathway that's familiar to you and more stable to you and makes more sense to you than an inconsistent, patternized foundation that tends to take instead of give. At least the Seven of Pentacles, you know where your resources are going and that you can steadily build into them, and that's how you intend to move forward, a certain sense of steadiness. To me, this relationship, whatever that is, it's like a little cherry on top. I'm glad that you have something here that you can interact with a little bit more on the personal level that gets you up and out of yourself. That really does seem to lift you up and make you feel lighter. And I don't know, just gives you that sense of personal connectivity that I think you were missing in some way. That's, like I said, that's a cherry on top of the sundae. In terms of the Chariot, the Seven of Pentacles, it's kind of like steady as she goes from here, but I will be moving forward, and it's on a pathway you're familiar with and that you have control over. Okay, Seven of Pentacles is pretty neutral, but it also suggests you have control over it. It's not unstable. Okay. It's not, you know, it's not unstable. You have a lot more say about what stays and what goes in terms of your resources and direct contributions. Okay. So that's fine. And for many of you, possibly you want to slowly but surely rebuild your resources too. Okay. But again, self-control over that one. Align. You get him back into alignment with you. I agree. There's something about this. You contributed to it way too long, and it's really put you out of alignment with what you believe in. Okay, this is anti-belief, and I think you've been feeding anti-belief for a long time. You start feeding yourself, you're going to realize how much better you feel and steady too. Okay? All right. Okay, New Moon in Libra, know that you are loved. You are loved. Okay. This is uncomfortable because it really does touch on notes of feeling used for one's resources and contribution, and that's why you had to get the heck away from it. It's not that you were necessarily cared for or what your interests were cared for. It's that your resources were absolutely welcome, but you didn't necessarily feel welcome in it, and that's a problem. That's a big problem, but please know that you are loved, okay? I'm sorry but that's not going to encompass the entirety of your life in terms of family, friends, and lovers and spouses and whatever else that might come your way in life. Just know that you are loved. At the end of the day, you are loved, okay? And then for some of you, that love energy, that whatever that is, might pick up around Libra season, which is in a couple of weeks. That is technically crossing the bridge, so upcoming, okay? FYI, alignment, all right. Oh, we have one letter, Q. We have the medallion of Aries. Some of you might have some very strong Aries in your chart, could be connecting to. Their season might be important to you. And then we have the Captain's Wheel. This is the Wheel of Fortune coupled up with the World. Excellent combination, if you ask me. Time moves forward always, and as it does, doors close, they open, and sometimes they cycle back on themselves. In other words, the past comes back. So you get to choose. Doors close, open, or you're recycling them. This one was recycled up until a point. In other words, you did it over and over again. You had enough evidence to know that maybe it's best that you do lean away from it, even if that means going silent. Okay? If there's more to come from that, perhaps a little more time needs to pass before you understand. All right. Okay, Pisces, honey, I hope this helped you. Good read. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Cancer, welcome to your Thursday check-in. Show me, Cancer. All right, first card down, the Emperor, crossing 5 of Wands. Uh-oh, the world is at your crown. I guess you got tired of it. Past is the wheel. It was going to catch up. Okay, I got you. Exiting strength, yeah. Yeah, it was depending on how you were using strength, and I think I see how you were using it, so it's for the best. Knight of Pentacles before you in future. Strength is the Nine of Swords. Yes. No, we'll talk about it. Environment, 9 of Pentacles. Congratulations. You are free. 2 of Pentacles in the hopes and fears. Who else had that same card, same position? I could have literally just been Pisces. I tend to try to wipe the slate clean between readings, but if you have any Pisces in your chart, check theirs out. Outcome is the High Priestess, as I would expect from you. Well done. Okay, the 5 of Wands is it's like I don't want to argue about this anymore. 5 of Wands. So it's an argument you are very familiar with, Bury. It causes a great deal of tension, agenda pushing, back and forth, tit for tat, and just a bad feeling that you have. I could have said internally, but it's not internally, is it? Cancer's like, no, it's not an internal conflict. It was not an internal argument. It was external. I say that it was external. And like I say, you get to choose your own level of participation. You're like, I am so done. I am this close to completely exiting all participation of that fight. It's like, I don't want to do it anymore. I'm bigger than this. Yes, you are. I'm more empowered than this. Yes, you are. I can stand by my own decisions. I can. I can enforce my own decisions. Yes, you can. Okay? And there's something here where you're being adamant. I don't want to fight this fight anymore. Stop looking to me to participate. I have strength, just not for you or this situation anymore. And with the Wheel of Fortune, the past suggests, this is my due. This is my reckoning. This is my understanding. I'm not supposed to be here. I don't want to be here, and I don't want to have to continue to show strength towards this. It's the opposite. I'm using strength now to reject this, allow it to pass out of my life, to get it out of my life, whatever it is. I'm just like, what I will not do is have any more of the anger, the resentment, or the harboring of it. I don't want it. And people can hold on to anger for a very long time, and you're like, I don't want to. I'm so much bigger than this, and you are. So the world is at your crown. Like I said, you are this close to being completely done with what looks like an impossible, ongoing, or just frankly useless argument. Okay? We don't need to do it anymore. It's being cleaned up as we speak. And you're just, again, you keep going back to, I'm too big for this. I shouldn't have to do this. I'm too old for this shit. I'm too empowered for this. This is not me. This is not me. And you're right. I mean, as the Emperor, Empress, you have 1,000 other things you could be doing than being caught up time and again in what looks like an ongoing argument. A battle of wills, tit for tat, and the Wheel of Fortune is in your past. So that's a lot of time spent on a particular pathway just for it to end up like this. So I don't know what the tug of war is over, but you want it to be over. A Wheel of Fortune is like, I don't want to, no. I refuse to use any more of my time, my precious time or energy towards this. I have enough experience with it, thank you very much. Where's strength for you? Oh, you fighter, and I bet you're stubborn too. I bet you've heard it. You're stubborn, you just gotta have things your way, don't you? Those two combined. All we need is the Hierophant in there to kind of really throw things into the mix about spiritual stubbornness. And oh my goodness. Oh, honey. Oh, I can see that you are adamant sometimes. My will, my way. But I can tell you what, you would also make a very powerful partner for that reason. You know? When you use that strength for someone you favor, or connections that you favor, or your foundational activities, you can bring a lot to the table just in terms of strength of will and character. But here, your strength for this has waned considerably. You still have the fight. You still have the eye of the lion, if you will, here. Just not for this situation anymore. So you will no longer be using strength to keep this together or fight this fight. It's when the Emperor says, I call it quits, this is not worthy of my fight energy anymore, it's kind of a big deal. And you're right, there's something about this that is no longer worthy of your commanding self, of your fighting self. Otherwise you would have kept doing it. That's the thing. I mean, you could be a very strong partner, and whatever that means for that reason, you fight. If you think it's worthy, you'll fight. What happens when you stop seeing something as worthy of fighting for? You stop. You lose all that person's effort, their energy, and their willingness to try. It's a big deal. So, Knight of Pentacles, bridging you into the future, slow and steady. You seem to have a plan. You're going to roll with that plan. It's really not about speed in this context. It's about executing your plan. Okay? Nine of Swords is in your strengths. Yeah, like I said, that has pros and cons like anything. So what does Nine of Swords' strength mean? Well, the anxious mind is often, in my experience, 100% the prepared mind. So that's the pro. The con is that people can get stuck in their head about worst case scenarios. And they make themselves overly anxious to the point of being sick, frozen, or stuck, and therefore incapable of acting on anything. That's the con. So for you, no doubt, if you're saying that your ability to overanalyze, overthink, and be overly prepared is a strength, then that means you sure as heck experience the weakness of it too. I know you know what it's like to feel paralyzed with fear. I know you know what it is to keep yourself at night, up at night with these provoking thoughts again and again, like a needle stuck in your brain. But I also know that, you know, it served you too with the anxious mind, like I said. If you use it well and you don't get lost to it, you can be very prepared for just about anything. Slow and steady, like I said, plan. Okay? All right, Nine of Pentacles in your environment. You're on your own, baby. Whatever that is, congratulations to you. I don't know that this necessarily represents an ending your life that constitutes relationship, but I just know that you're on your own. And you're like, you can finally do things your way. Or set up your life in any way that you want. You look like a very solid, capable, competent figure. You are very comfortable in the garden of your own making. One of my favorite cards in tarot just for that reason. Everything that's in that garden is because I made it so. I built it. I know every square inch of it. Nothing is a surprise to me. And I can relax and luxuriate in the garden of my own making. Thank you. Hell yes. That's some of the best energy you can have. It can be sometimes a little too independent, a little bit too stubborn, a little bit too standoffish. Okay, but you know yourself. And something here finally hit your tolerance cap of I can't do this anymore. So I'd rather you be a little more stubborn and standoffish than to continue to throw your strength and the best of your energies into something that was futile. Okay? Two of Pentacles and the hopes and fears. I'm not quite sure what that is. We'll have to take a look at that for you, because you're kind of showing me. I'm just going to take things as I best understand them, as I best plan for them. Okay, space for them. So we'll see what's on your mind there in hopes and fears. The outcome is the High Priestess. You're listening to yourself intuitively. Good. Good. All right, we're going to go ahead and just do a kind of general summary over here. The World, Emperor, Five of Wands. And honey, whatever this is, knowing who you are and that you would have a limit, okay, that you would have a limit. And the fact that it still kept fighting and it just, whatever, man. It had run its course. Honestly, it seems like it was determined to push you away or not. I don't know. To not give. Five of Swords, the Sun, the Empress. Manipulation. Healthy. I'm sorry. This one was somebody you understood was supposed to be your equal. We have the Empress here, so here we have the matching, the Emperor and Empress. Okay. It was supposed to be equal, the Sun, Five of Swords. There was some deception here. Manipulation about happiness. Oh, I'm happy, I'm happy, I'm happy. And where was the evidence of that? So there was falseness in there in some way that was eating into this. I was like, oh, okay, if you're so darned happy, then why are we always fighting? So someone here might have been equally stubborn, but they presented a false face. Oh, I'm the Empress. I'm totally chill. I'm very happy. I know it makes me happy. And it's like, then why are we always arguing? Why is it always a battle of wills? Like I said, it seemed to be determined to push against you knowing who you are, that you would eventually have a limit. So I'm sorry that you were fed falseness, and it gave you probably this notion to continue to fight for this for a long time. But no, there's someone here with everybody's Five of Swords is different. It's not always the worst Five of Swords I've seen, but sometimes it's not always the lightest either. It could be what you might call falseness light or manipulation light, but it still ends up in a negative splinter. And all it takes is a very small negative splinter to continue to create a driving wedge between two people or just in one person. So even if it's Five of Swords light, it doesn't matter. It still creates a lasting impact, a long-term damage. And that's what you're showing me is long-term damage because somebody insisted over and over again that they were happy and they had a smile on their face while they said it, but they were lying. So it made you think you had something worth fighting for a long time, right? So that's no good, and I am sorry. And I'm sorry they couldn't own the truth. Especially since you understood that they were equal. And that you two were more or less empowered and that you would always respect each other's sense of self and decisions and feelings and all that stuff. Because this is the idea, it's respect. That's the whole point of your equal is mutual respect. And understanding where the person's coming from. In some way they lied to you about the happiness for a long time. So it made you wonder what the hell you were fighting for, or why are we always at odds? But you met your limit. And I'm sorry. I'm sure once upon a time that person truly was your equal, but it seems like they defaulted to a title after time. I am a person of importance. But, honey, at some point you lost respect for their opinion. What was being said and what were being conveyed in reality were two different things, I think. You had enough time, God knows. The Star. I am so sorry. I am so sorry. I am so sorry. The Star. Ten of Swords, the Devil. Oh. Here's a false dream. Oh. I am so sorry. Why does that feel so threatening? There's always the threat of an ending there. Always. Used in a very malicious way. Someone was feinting an ending over and over again until somebody finally decided to make good on that ending. Was it you? I think it was part of the manipulation, yes, to keep your two's connection or relationship in check. Somebody was always threatening an ending despite how so-called happy they were. For somebody who insisted they were so darn happy, there didn't seem to be a big issue about killing the dream any day. At some point, we do get very tired of living under threats. Okay. That's inexcusable. I'm so sorry. There's a constant threat of ending. Tactics. Fainting endings. Well, if you want to end things, da-da-da-da-da. Or, you know what, I think I'm going to leave for a week and maybe I'll come back, maybe I won't. It's the threat of an ending constantly. Ooh! Guess what just came blaring through the speakers? Whoa! Okay, you got lucky, babe. Petty. You got lucky. Good love is hard to find. Yeah, good love is hard to find. You got lucky, babe, when I found you. Oh no, you thought you had the real deal, honey. I'm so sorry. Let that pass through then. Let it be done. Let it be done. Be at peace with it. Let it be done. No wonder. No wonder. Next time, you will continue to remain the emperor so long as you are honest with yourself about who you are. You will always remain that way. Okay? If there's a next time, and I can see if you wouldn't be a big fan of a next time, but if there's a next time and you actually have the potential to make your equal, make sure that they are your equal. They don't just talk. They do. Okay? In other words, make sure they're more like you. I have no problem with strength of will, honey. I'm stubborn as hell, too. But is it stubborn for the right thing? Different. Not stubborn because we're holding out to get what we want or otherwise threat, ... That's not healthy. That's disgusting. Okay? You're like, well, I'm going to hold out and get what I want. You're an asshole. What did you do to earn it? If you have to use manipulation to get what you want, then you're not an empress. I got no respect for that, honey. No respect. Let's take a look at this over here. I'm glad to see that you're on your own and looking a lot more comfortable, I must say. Death, I understand. There's that. God dang, dude. Look at that. That Five of Wands, there it is again. We got the World, and this time is Death and the Queen of Swords. You're looking at it, it's like, oh my God. Oh my God. Why didn't I do that? Oh my God. You're like, this is logical. It was the only way to get this to stop. You're absolutely right. It was the only way to get this to stop. It was, look at that. You have such transformed thinking about it. It's like it was the logical course of conclusion. Oh my God, it was never going to change. You're absolutely right. Dead on bang. This wasn't going to change. This person was way too comfortable deploying very uncomfortable tactics to keep your two's connection in check and or to get what they want. And it was an ongoing argument that you had too much time with to continue to deny it. And you can see that for yourself. So yes, please. Oh my God, it's over. You don't have to mess with it no more. You ain't got to give to it no more. You owe it nothing. Let it be. Like I said. And look at that. Look at the way you're comfortably taking that on. Queen of Swords. It's like, I have no guilt about this. I have no regret. No. No, you should not. No, you should not feel guilty or remorse about this at all. Or whatsoever. Oh my goodness. New beginning for you, honey. Take it and run with it. That's your feeling. That's what I was looking at. It's like, show me that. Show me what you're feeling. Show me what you're feeling. Show me what you're feeling, baby. Show me, show me, show me, show me, show me. It's like, and it's like, you're going to feel so much better. You're going to feel so, you look deliciously free, independent, but you are so grounded. Honey, you have so much to offer. You're so grounded. You're so, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, look at that. It was just the logic. I see you actually sharing that with somebody. You're not keeping that to yourself. You're sharing that as a matter of course. It's like, oh no, this had to end. This was ridiculous. You have no idea what I was in with this person. And I was in it hook, line, and sinker for a long time. In fact, standing by it for a long time. Anything to make that person happy, and they never were. And they always had this threat of an ending hanging over us. And oh my God. What's this Two of Pentacles about? I'm just going to briefly look at this. I'm not too interested. Page of Pentacles. And the Hierophant. Oh, commitment. Okay. Oh, the Magician. Oh, that's fine. Then I'm not worried about it. The Two of Pentacles and the hopes and fears. It's how to get... Will there be space maybe in future for the Hierophant? Bless you for that. That is, it's, you can still believe in commitment after. I mean, no, that's good. That means you know this wasn't healthy. You know this wasn't the norm. You got caught up in it for years like it was a norm, but it's not the norm. It's not. That is not healthy. No. But bless you, somewhere back, way back in there, and I'm not saying it's right away. No, no, no. This is part of the hopes and fears. Maybe one day, will I ever want a commitment again? And I think given what you've been through, I don't blame you for that. A part of you hopes for it because something tells me you would actually like the real fucking deal if there is a next time. Because you have so much to bring, you have so much good quality. So I can, but the fact that you still have faith and commitment. Oh, honey, that just makes my heart smile. That it could be back there. Again, I'm not recommending you jump into the next thing. That's probably what got you into trouble over here, is that you jumped into the first thing that you thought was more or less your equal, or you thought was stable or wasn't too crazy or something, right? And then, but it's, again, we don't want to do that. No, I would never say jump into the next thing. But I would say, you know, given the quality of your character, you have so much to share. So I think that that's a good testament to you and your spirit, that somewhere back there it's like you wonder if you will ever have the desire for commitment again. Yeah, you can explore that thought later. You can explore that thought later. Right now, I just want you to feel good about you being you, and you have the freedom to be you without the threat of an axe hanging on your neck or weighing on you like some kind of stone around your neck. I mean, look at that. The way you take to that knowledge. Oh, no, that had to stop. This had to stop. This was ridiculous. Yes, 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 yes. Good job. Good job. I'm glad. And you know what it is, too? You know what also is attached to that bullshit? So even if there was occasions of temporary separation, they also probably turned around and said, maybe we can get back together if you just work harder to make me happier or give me what I want. You see what I'm saying? There was always this feeling of a threat, and that would include getting back together just for the same thing to happen again, just to separate for a little while. I need my space. And that was part of their pattern. That's probably one of the most insecure empresses I've ever seen in my life. That's horrible, and I'm so sorry that happened to you. That's inexcusable. So if there is, bless you, honey, if there is a next time, make damn sure they're actually like you, not by word, but by deed. Okay? And consistency, emotional consistency, that's going to be a big one. Mental consistency and physical consistency. Okay? Oh my gosh. That's horrible. Open up to change. New moon in Aquarius. You allowing this to close out of your life, in fact, being adamant about it, not fighting for it anymore, is in your own way a kind of concession to change, and this was a big one for you. That was a big concession to change. Some of you might have some very strong Aquarius in your chart, could be connecting to this season, might be important to you. Aquarius season, when is that? Late January to late February. First quarter moon in Gemini, speak your world into being. Back it up. And be humble. First quarter moon in Leo. Okay? Remember that strength works for you too. Okay? This is not a matter of pride. But you do find this situation very humbling. Okay? Anyone would. Anyone would. But I promise you, it should not take away from who you are. It will change you. It will make you a lot more insightful, but you are still the emperor. Okay? Resolution. Finding that resolve within you. Knowing what's correct. And then also that question of what happens next. Let that happen in time. Celebrate, manifest. You'll have reason to celebrate soon enough. Manifest it. People will celebrate your choice. If you give them the opportunity. I can see where many of you keep yourself to yourself. But I feel compelled to tell you, whoever it is you feel to share this, about this occurrence in your life, please know that you will be celebrated. Okay? Okay. We have WNU. We have the medallions of Capricorn. As again, there's that Aquarius energy. So you know, some strong Aquarius and or Capricorn in chart could be connecting to. The season might be important to you. We also have Scorpio's medallion here as well. Same. And then we have the Captain's Wheel, which is the Wheel of Fortune coupled up with the World. Time moves forward always. And in that space of moving forward always, we have the World. Doors close, they open, and sometimes we recycle them over and over again. Sometimes we need time to understand how we've been doing the same thing. Opening, closing doors with the same people or situations over and over again until we finally stop it. Okay. And there are some doors that are worthy of opening or reopening, and there's some doors that are worthy of closing permanently. But you got to figure out which is which, and that's based on experience and time. Whatever this is has proved itself worthy over and over again of closing the door on it permanently. All right. Cancer, honey, I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well.